barely waits.
So it has come to this. Good men, torn from their kin, to rage and spill the blood of other men's foes. But we will not be forgotten. Our deeds shall be known, even when our bones are dust scattered on the wind.
Welcome on in everyone to yet another stream here for Total War Saga Troy. We are leading Memnon and his mighty Ethiopian war host. Welcome on in everyone. Sound off if you're here. I see that Just Yes has joined the chat. Welcome. As I've already said, certainly glad to see you. It should be a pretty awesome stream here. For those who were here for the last one, we were picking up exactly where things left off. We had sent Aesop on over to face kind of a dual force, led by, man, what is this? This empire we're facing down. I've sat here for a little bit here, getting things sorted. Mycenae, yep. So kind of the main antagonist for Troy, if you will. Protagonist, if you're on their side. Led by Agamemnon, he kind of gathered everyone up and led the fray. Actually sacrificed his own daughter so that the Greeks would have a wind to actually sail, because when they actually went to start off their the war, there was no wind, so they couldn't get sailing. And so he sacrificed his daughter. And hey, there was wind. On that excellently dark note, welcome once again. We've got all of our light infantry hidden in the shrubs in Troy. The weight class of your infantry depends on how well they hide. And some to chop up some legs, indeed. We should be claiming plenty of legs for the leg throne. We've got our chariot runners who really aren't all that great yet. They're just very, very fast. And then the enemy reinforcements are coming in behind us. They think they have the drop on us, but little do they know.
Spears!
I also noticed that the Nephru infantry, when you switch them over to their axes,
In Memnon's name!
they do actually have a little bit of time it takes, but that's not the actual thing. These guys have different style axes than the Manfit. The Manfit have those kind of great big bronze great axes. And these guys have kind of smaller hatchets. They're a little bit better for armor piercing. And not all of them will actually switch weapons. Some of these guys will keep spears out. Pretty cool. I have lots of missile infantry. You don't worry about all my missile infantry. Most of them throw javelins and turn around and run. Then we've got all these bowmen here. But they run around in chariots, so they're going to be a real big annoyance to the enemy. Really the only reason Aesop's forces here have much chance against the heavily armored Greeks they're going up against. When Techie joins, he can, if he does, he'll let you know that we need some more elite infantry in Aesop's army. For now, he just gets chariots. We can't fold the bronze. So basically, the plan is use our spearmen here, which we're going to switch these guys back over to the spear style there in axe form. Take a look. They gain a two-handed melee buff there, which actually gives them some armor piercing damage. They lose, like, base damage, but it's replaced by armor piercing and +5. And then they get some more charge bonus, some more speed, and then they lose some melee defense as well as some missile parry. But they actually gain some rear shield defense, so if you're actually running away from the enemy, you kind of want to switch them into two-handed mode so they block those arrows on the shields on their back. It's a minor block chance, but it's better than nothing. Cetra would indeed be proud. I don't know if he'd be proud of all these javelins, but he'd be very proud of our chariots. These chariots, though, are very, very light. You see they've got 25 armor. They go down pretty quickly, even to just simple sling fire. We definitely need to trade these guys out for kind of the, well, they just drop off the light and just become Sine chariots. They've got about 40 armor, and they're a lot more durable. The guys in the backs have some scale mail they put on, or just scale armor. A little bit more damage, too. Our chariots are great. Egyptian chariots were mostly used for skirmishing. They'd kind of smash into the sides of units, then turn away and launch as many arrows at them as they could. They weren't really used for prolonged fighting. Since we are starting off in the battle, though, I won't spend too much time dirtling around. I like looking at all our different units because the Ethiopian units are so different than the Greeks, obviously. Different fighting style, different everything. Very, very light infantry and ambush focused. We will be jumping all over poor Mecistius here. He is feeling himself just, I think he's only rolling with a bodyguard unit of militia. These poor guys are, they're real sad, they're expendable, so if they died, no one really cares. They're but wearing cowls and hide shields after all. They've got some young spears, which, as I've kind of done some reading through, they're weak versus missiles. So we should be able to just kind of focus fire them down with the Warriors of Artemis and get rid of them quickly. And then we'll focus down the normal warriors here, the militia, with our Ethiopian tribesmen. We're much better in combat. And now man, we have the most interesting lawn care that comes to our apartment. They show up, and it was like 8 o'clock in the morning they showed up, and now they're back. It's been a few hours, but they're back. All right, let's get this battle started.
The enemy is receiving reinforcements.
Oh, they know. Oh no, reinforcements. Warriors of Artemis, go ahead and find you some young spears and fill them full of arrows. We'll worry about those reinforcements in but a moment here. We'll send our spearmen forward and let the javelins do their thing. I'm going to leave these hunters up front because they actually have some decent shields.
The foe has
All right, let's go ahead and switch you guys to the axe mode and then charge on in. We want the chariots to charge in these militia after they're in the open field there. Otherwise, they will take some damage. Axes, charge on in. Go ahead and defend yourself from the companion defender there. And we're going to have to switch off of the Chariots go in on these skirmishers next. Yeah, going into the brush slows them down quite a bit. These guys are not braced, so let's run them over. They're spearmen, so we don't want to stay fighting for too long. Let's charge through into this next group of militia. Same thing with this group. Keep moving through. That's the important bit for the chariots. Aesop, how you doing over here? We've pretty easily chased these poor fools off. You got charged from behind, though. We don't want that. Spearmen work together. You go ahead and pull back. We'll hold these warriors back over here, and then we'll have the spearmen come on, help out with this nonsense. Let's have the chariots kind of pull on through so they can get some more room to work. And surround. We'll have you guys switch weapons to the axes. Be a nice little bit of nonsense. Go ahead and charge down those Achaean slingers. Just set up for another charge for the chariots. Shrubs do play a pretty big part. They slow down your chariots by a long shot there, but we should be able to smash in these slingers and scare them off. They'll just run right off the side. No problem. They're going to try to flank my spearmen. Much to their chagrin, they're going to find out they get crushed pretty quickly. We're going to deal with that. Yeah, the battles on Troy are very, very swingy. Everyone in the back is fleeing. Pretty glorious chariot charge there. Spears braced a little bit, but they pretty much turned and ran immediately. Bring those spear runners on in, and that's the victory. Look at them waddle out away. They're very heavily armored, so that was going to be, they were going to be able to fight forever. But luckily, their leadership breaks, and we can run down as many fools as we want here. You come on over and try to get this group of the heroes' troops, and then we'll just kind of try to chase off these militia off on the side here. Those poor young spears. They met the warriors of Artemis. In a single volley, how many men died there? Let's go ahead and drop into group 2, and then are any of them on guard mode? I don't actually think they are. I found guard mode in Troy seems to be a bit dangerous. Pretty solid job running them off there, though. I mean, that wasn't much of a fight, but Auto Resolve said we'd lose some troops. We proved them wrong. Let me go ahead and turn the audio up on the game just a smidge there. Let me know if that starts becoming too overpowering, but that should allow you to hear things a bit better there. Also, I'm going to keep saying it, the music on Troy is fantastic. I'll bring it, bud. Okay. Shield bot to the back. Aesop, why'd you turn your back on him? You should know better by now. We can take them on and gain a good bit of replenishment. Letting them live would just give us a small bit of food. Really not worth it. Let's go ahead and take them on for 6% replenishment there. All Greeks for our armies. And Aesop is now bold. He indeed is.
Expanding our
I think we can now destroy Olenios without too much trouble here. There's a few of them in the garrison, but we have plenty of gods on our side. Hera, Ares, Athena, and Artemis, giving us their various bonuses there. Archers having more ammunition. Athena giving us more morale for our spear units, as well as a drop fatigue or attack, with 40% more attack for all spear units. Is pretty strong. That's attack and melee defense there. And then for Ares, we have more charge bonus for lads using two-handed weapons. So when we switch the Egyptian spearmen here into two-handed mode, they actually gain from either Athena or Ares, which is pretty awesome. And then all of our heroes are actually going to frighten enemy units, which if anyone gets too close to Aesop, they're going to run away screaming. Then Hera just gives us some more missile damage and armor-piercing damage to our slings, which we should probably try to get some Egyptian slings in here instead of some of these javelin men. Javelin men are armor-piercing, but those slings have quite a bit more range. And they fight about as well in melee. Dangerous how? I guess I may have mistaken. What did you say was what did I say was dangerous that I've forgotten about? We'll go ahead and give this one to the auto resolve.
Let the blood flow.
Ooh, the chop. I think it would make a bit, and I agree with you there, where like the Greek gods would since they kind of split themselves down the middle through the Trojan War, I think it would have been a bit better for us to be able to kind of have a selection of the gods depending on which side of the Trojan War you're on. Because Athena was on Troy's side, whereas Poseidon absolutely was not. But then Athena switched sides, so I guess the gods being as kind of finicky as they are does make sense.
Tomorrow, Eos
Let's
rises.
take some more growth and replenishment for Aesop here, allowing him to move on through. He becomes the doom of cities. If you see this one coming, take your loved ones and what possessions you can carry and run. Aesop is crazy. Hide your kids, hide your wives, and hide your husbands. Probably a good idea to turn around and destroy Mercinios as we go after Bronze. We'll pull on out to the map. If you have any questions about Troy, Troy is very, very similar. I'll kind of give a very light spiel. It's very similar to Total War Warhammer 3. The only difference being this is we are in the historical version, so all of our heroes, as you saw in that previous one, are not single entities, and they don't have crazy skills and such. They do have things that can kind of sway the battle, since they are heroic men and women, mostly, but none of them are going to be magical and kind of exploding large groups of infantry for kind of nothing there. It's all going to be things like inspiring your lads to fight a bit harder. Oh, what's really cool is your heroes have kind of a switchable bodyguard. You start out with the Ethiopian spearmen really early on, very kind of weak unit. Not bad early tier, but they definitely are not a heroic bodyguard. But later on, you can get up to Magi warriors, which are anti-hero, which actually do more damage against enemy heroes, and up to these this max tier here, which are these Sheridan warriors, which have a bit of skirmish capabilities and fight very well in combat. And actually can heal themselves outside of fighting, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, no, guard mode isn't. It's not dangerous. That's not probably the proper word. It just hasn't been working out for me. They just kind of stand there and do nothing, which makes sense for guard mode, but since my micro is so garbage, I've just got to get better at it. It's definitely more dangerous to keep them off of guard mode, because they charge into melee in random spots. I'm just a doof. Attack Tyrants. I'd really like to. We've got our Hoopshu, which are kind of our new infantry, which are coming on in from one of our provinces here. So being that Memnon is kind of, well, he's not kind of, he's definitely he's the only horde faction for Troy. He plays very similarly to Aurochs there from Warhammer, where he is just kind of all about destroying all of the different settlements. Just nothing but destroying. And you get grips of resources and sometimes other options there. So you get, see if I can find the war spoils. Sometimes you get things like devotion to the different gods, or extra vision in an area, or even just some fame, which will give us extra reinforcements for each unit the next time you call those reinforcements in. So as I was saying with that, being that he is a horde faction, you must call in your reinforcements from the different provinces that are either vassalized or in Egypt themselves. So Ethiopia is a vassal of Egypt, same with Canaan and Susa at this point in time. So you can call reinforcements from all of these places. You can either do so once per turn or kind of 3 turns, depending on the eliteness of those troops. So the game thinks. So you would spend a batch of resources. So if we're going to pull the guys from Ugarit and Canaan, which gives us the heavy chariots, which are very, very good, and then the Henku guards, which are also pretty solid, it would cost a grip of 3,500 bronze and then 100 gold, and then we would have one of each of these units to go ahead and recruit instantly. You don't have to wait any amount of time to summon them. You just kind of recruit them on in, and you get to use them immediately, which allows you to recruit a pretty nasty army all at once. Really fill one out all at once if you need to. You do want to be careful though, because as we discovered last stream, one of the
Defender of Troy.
unique things about Memnon's army is they don't actually reinforce one another. I was going to see if I could get it to say it on there. In battle, they don't actually reinforce one another. So if you recruit in, there we go, cannot reinforce or be reinforced. So if you recruit in a new force and a new hero, and he is very lightly defended, it's a pretty easy win for a hero or the enemies in their territory there. We lost, I think it was 2 heroes last episode, just to some goofiness. So we are settling on Aesop for now, until we can get things a bit safer and recruit in another army. Our enemies are starting to get a bit more elite. in themselves. We've got to do some more damage to them. That way we can more safely recruit another force. For one of our heroic missions we've got there, which is kind of just telling the story. I think this culminates in campaign victory in the end. But we are in Tithonus' legacy, which we need to maintain 5 Sheridan warriors, which are going to be coming from the province of Susa. They have battlefield healing, are immune to flanking, and are a damage dealer. They're awesome. Have some rather lovely helmets as well. We need 5 of those units there. And then we need to have 60 units in total, which would mean we need another full 20-stack army running around. So we've got to get them safe and an area where they can actually be recruited without being jumped by a group of rowdy Greeks. Hector has come on over and he is destroying Greece itself. It's no longer the siege of Troy, which is quite funny. But yeah, no, it plays very similarly to Total War Warhammer as far as the rest of that goes. We just have our bodyguard unit for our heroes.
Son of the dog.
And Memnon here is a horde faction. He's got his horde buildings. We have pretty well maxed out his all of his buildings we want here. We were just kind of deciding on our next dedication to the gods. Because these can give you some pretty awesome buffs themselves up to the max tier there. More missile damage of everyone in there, as well as some range. More hit points for your hero by 20%, which is pretty awesome. I'm guessing that just makes your bodyguard unit even more tanky. More replenishment rate. Melee defense of all your units plus 15%, so that's kind of a... You could definitely exponentially get that on up. Poseidon's favor being what it is. Poseidon is one of my favorite Greek gods from mythology, but he's not great in this one. Get more movement range, which isn't so bad. Morale for all your units. Accuracy for all your units, which is pretty awesome. And then the one I believe we are going to go for, which allows units in this province to be equipped, giving them 15 additional armor and melee attack, which just sounds pretty incredible. I think we ran into Odysseus using this earlier on to give his units a nice buff. No, you're entirely fine. I just figured for our first campaign in Detroit, we do I think one of the more interesting ones. The next one we'll do will likely be on either the Achaean side or Rhesus himself, because I like... Rhesus is up in the north here. He is for Thrace. He came in the same DLC as Memnon. He's up here in Thrace. And his job is to kind of unite all the Thracian factions and then wage war on Greece from there. So he's got a lot of chariots and a lot of kind of just crazy hill people that run around with axes, and it's quite a fun faction, but he actually has a proper empire where you're kind of building up your empire. You can also summon in kind of these Slaneshi devotion armies, except for you get to build them yourselves and make them kind of custom. Pretty cool.
Servant of Egypt.
You can't get too much further there, Memnon, so let's go ahead and make sure we're not close enough to Tyrans where they can reinforce. I want to fight these guys separately, so let's pull back just a little bit.
As you wish. Forward.
And then go into that Ethiopian encampment stance. Make sure that
Shoot through the
Aesop is good to go. I kind of want to recruit in an army up here with Aesop. But every time we try it, he gets hunted down. Oh, we can get him some extra troops now. We can either go for the Elamite Stone Slingers, which are very potent, or Ethiopian Archers, which are actually... They've got some fairly weak range, but they allow you to actually deploy them Vanguard. He himself looks like he is a Ethiopian Archer naturally here. We have found that the Elamite Stone Slingers have a lot of range and they do a lot of damage. They just have no armor. The fighting animations of the army leaders are really well... They are indeed. And that's one of the things I'm very excited. Sophia has done a very good job of capturing Greece and kind of the Bronze Age feel of a lot of these weapons. If you zoom in on all the weapons, there's a lot of variants and they're very well... The detail work is pretty well done. The maps are also incredible. I wish we got some of these maps just kind of reskinned for Warhammer. But that's just not the way. We'll go for our first kind of vote for this this stream then. Should we give Aesop the Elamite Stone Slingers, which are going to be coming from Susa, so not Ethiopian, or the Ethiopian Archers? Which you can see the kind of differences in the stats there. A bit more armor on the Archers, a bit more morale, I think, on the Stone Slingers. They've also got a lot more range damage than the Archers do. What do you all think? They just can't be deployed Vanguard. Stone Slingers or Archers of Ethiopia. This is true. The archers have a little bit. You talk about the stone slingers have way more range than the archers. They've got 190, where the archers are at 130. But they do have vanguard deploy, so you can kind of deploy them wherever you want. Stone slingers have a lot more range. They do more damage overall, as well as encouraging those around them. But the archers are vanguard and have a bit more armor. We can get even more range to the stone slingers, which is pretty crazy. And then more speed for the archers. The archers definitely seem to be a bit faster. In the late game, at least. You don't have much of an idea. Well, we've gotten a lot of use out of the Ethiopian archers. Let's go ahead and try the stone slingers so we can see if they're used coming from Susa. We'll grab these guys on in since this is kind of the first time we'll be using these guys.
Wipe your blades. We triumph.
190 range on our heroes sounds like a really good idea, even if he's not Vanguard deployed anymore. Like you said, they can't hit you, or they can't hurt you if they can hit you.
I'm ready.
Let's start moving on closer towards Mercinos. I think we want to stay kind of on this bridge here so we can have a choke point battle if we really need to. We've got lots of missiles. We want to definitely make use of them. Love to recruit another hero over here with Aesop. We're going to try it. We not? Well, why not? Is he not able to recruit heroes? Well, Memnon's in a bad spot, so maybe after we burn down Tyrants, we can go for another hero. There's lots of ruins around us that the AI should go for rebuilding before they go to try to attack Aesop. Or, I mean, not Aesop, whichever hero we recruited in. Business. I've been pretty much ignoring diplomacy unless we really need something. All we've really needed is bronze. We've got so much food from every battle. But in order to get any bronze out of the enemy, you pretty much have to trade them about this much food for about 100 bronze. It seems a bit silly. We come on in here to our war spoils and figure out where the bronze is. It appears to be in Athens, which is currently held by Athenia. Or Athena. Proto-Athens. Alright then, what I will do is come on in over and upgrade Aesop's main tent there to a hero's retinue. Egyptian Chest of Knowledge is not... I don't think it costs any of our population. Just bronze, stone, and wood. So this will increase our Royal Decrees, which is our research, by 20%. So it's almost doubling its previous bonus there. Not almost, is doubling it. And then it is also doubling its casualty replenishment rate for this hero, which is an additional 1%. Sounds pretty good. Takes one turn for those things to come on in, and we can keep saving our growth. Otherwise, sweet business. Well, we are working, the reason we're kind of stockpiling our bronze instead of gaining more elite soldiers here is we are working down towards Tithonus' champions, which would unlock Susa. In order to do so, we need to spend a whole heap of bronze. We're at the 3,500 mark now, up to Tithonus' champions, which costs 4,000. So we are going to be needing a lot of bronze to get those finished on up, which is part of our quest for Tithonus' legacy here. Yes, our Shurden warriors. We're gonna keep rampaging on around. But that'll be our turn. Swing on in and see what our enemies try. Oh, bring it. Sparta is this Sparta or is this Argos? Argos. They've got a bunch of militia, some club warriors, which are very lightly armored. A bunch of chaff for us to run over with our chariots. Seems good to me. We take a look at these guys' stats. They've got, what, 10 armor, 38 morale, which we are dropping quite a bit with all of our buffs and camp followers we have here. We've got 22 and 23 on the attack. Just our... We don't have any Ethiopian warriors anymore. I guess our weakest soldiers here have 45 and 64 on the attack and defense, with 83 damage. 152 damage on the Henku guards. I think we have what we need to churn through these poor fools. We are in encampment, so we actually are going to be taking less fatigue, and we have more morale. Benefits of teaching, push on, put them to the death. Got lots of nice bonuses here. See if numbers can win you the day. In fact, let's go on into our camp followers, and we are going to grab this Egyptian assassin for 40 gold, which is going to hurt the defending hero to half their health. Which hopefully doesn't count as me since we're defending. You better not poison Memnon. It literally kills half the enemy unit. So, poisons the well, and they're down to 45 instead of 90, which is pretty crazy. Let's get on in there and fight it. They're gonna run as soon as they see you. I would. These chariots here are terrifying. I mean, I'm pretty sure you were here. Here for the last time we fought with these chariots. Alright, so what I like about reinforcements with this one is they come in immediately. It's not great for us, but great for the enemy. I think we want to try to take the high ground with the troops that we can. It is raining, and we're going to take a bit more fatigue. We'll have the Ethiopian javelin and the front lines, they have the shields. Not great in a scrap, but they can at least hold down the line for a bit, and they are what I consider my most expendable units. We will hide the Magi behind them. And then the Jet warriors as well in the brush. These two-handed club warriors are incredible. We've been using them to annihilate the enemy. Alright, so all of our sides up front here. I want them all in a group. I'm going to switch the melee warriors out of them, though, here in just a moment. Warriors of Artemis in the woods here, hiding. They can hide in a lot of different places, so it may be more prudent to kind of keep them up front here to shut down the gap. We do need to kind of keep everyone together, though. Our Henku guards moving up as the front line with the Nefru spearmen on either side. These are our Manfit. Difference between Manfit and Nefru just being that these guys, Manfit means they're veterans. Not an exact translation by any means, but the Nefru are just recruits, and the Manfit have been in a few more battles. They're more veteran infantry. Sons of Egypt together, and some of Susa and Canaan. Take a look at our heavy chariots in but a moment here. We'll use them to kind of sweep around the side. Heavy chariots are going to really struggle against all of this brush that's in the way. On a map that's really in our favor for the chariots, can't lie. We'll have the Henku and the Marianu off to the side. As opposed to what we saw earlier with the Egyptian chariots, these guys are made out of just as much metal as they can pack onto a box. The horses have some awesome feathers. And this gigantic two-handed spear. They've got a lot of charge bonus, they've got a lot of mass. They just kind of smash through enemy units like they don't exist. Those units of militia will be run over as if they are made of grain. Wheat. The things that are super weak. Grab Memnon and throw him on up top here. Put him in behind the troops. His warriors are deadly. If we get them to kind of flank on around, take them off and fire at will till they get a bit closer, otherwise I'll forget, so we'll keep them on. Here are the shirted warriors. Memnon in the center. So he gets a unique model, which is incredible. He has himself a bodyguard unit, which is very similar to how Pharaoh is going to play. I think we are going to have a lot of fun playing Total War Pharaoh when it does release. Oh, I agree. I wish we had some more weather effects in Total War Warhammer. Just a few more. and let them actually make the battle, change how the battle plays out. Would indeed be awesome. Let's place the Warriors of Artemis with Group 1, and we're going to go ahead and put everyone here on guard mode, so I don't lose them by mistake. Chariots in a group, Memnon in with the infantry. Alright, let's get this battle going.
The enemy is receiving reinforcements.
Well, I bet they are. We'll this position here. We're going to move all the chariots up. Well, actually, let's pull these 2 chariots because they can more easily get away in the group of 2. Move the Marianu back behind. And all of my missile troops here flank on up around. Oh, we have the secondary army coming in. Amphilochus. We'll send the javelins over to deal with Amphilochus. We may have the Magi move up to help with them if we need to. Ethiopian archers, let's go ahead and set up in the brush here. Have 2 of the Earjet go around. And one of the others hang out here. While Memnon's force keeps moving forward. Go ahead and plug up this gap. Staying outside of the shrubs, that way our chariots can move on forward, do their damage. Alright, ladies, let the militia have it. Warriors of Artemis are incredibly deadly. They actually gain all sorts of buffs while fighting in the woods. They're already wavering. They also give the enemy a discouraged effect, which is fantastic, as you would expect. Let some nonsense fly. He went ahead and turned invisible, did he? Alright, javelins, keep moving over forward. We'll have these archers all turn and unleash some arrows. Like I said previously, the music that plays during these battles is always my absolute favorite. You get the guitar in the background as you play. I can't make it. The sound is awesome as it is. We'll have to get better music here in a bit. It's so many enemies. Alright, Memnon, give these guys some extra. Go ahead and hunt this hero down. Move these here jet forward. Go ahead and have the archers here rotate around. We need them their help on the other side. Warriors, go ahead and crash on in. Memnon needs the help. Go ahead and just keep blasting these. Oh, I didn't even realize they made it all the way across the field. That's real unfortunate. Come on, chariots, pull away. Mariani, move up and help crush them. I'm gonna try my best to not use any slow motion.
Your warriors are losing heart.
They'd better stop losing heart. Yeah, I know the chariots. We let them get hit. I feel like the weed eaters are going through now. Perfect. Look at these poor club warriors. They got run over. What was your plan except for to die horribly? Pull back. Let's get them away from the fields, and then we can let the Mariano move forward and crush them. Keep blasting. Go ahead and try to deal with this next lord here. Everyone else, go ahead and move up. Our Magi need to try to go ahead and flank on in. Your Jet, you deal with the club warriors. They're a little bit more elite than everyone else here. And actually, we will get some slow motion battle shots now. The Magi are visually stunning. I'm gonna mute myself for a moment though because of their weed eaters are right underneath my window. I'll be right back. Maybe they're gone. Might be safe now. We'll see. These battles are awesome. Something different about the historical fights. And now you can hear the guitar riff in the background right underneath the Greek music. It's fantastic. Every battle's much more epic. Our Henku guard, the Canaanites are very heavily armored. And like I guess the CIA guys said in their interview, they are going to be struggling quite a bit in heavy sunlight, heavy rain, that kind of thing in the new one. Weather effects are going to play a really heavy part in how well your units do battle. Look at that axe. That's a gnarly bit of weaponry there. Got chopped in the head twice, or the arm twice there. Pulling out. Actually do some fighting proper.
Sword of the dawn. I shall. Desert warriors.
Keep cutting them down. Go ahead and move the archers up, try to deal with these slings. Oh, interesting. These other clubmen did not come on out of the woods. Let's go ahead and go behind then. We can charge through and break these club warriors here. That'd be great. Mariano, you go ahead and move up. Well, staying out of the tall grass would be great for you. Not like Pokemon. Oh, I think they're mostly broken. Oh, how disappointing. Like you said, yes, they turned and ran the second we came over the hill. Warriors of Artemis are just like the Wood Elves, just with extra discouraging attacks. Let's go ahead and just activate the Terrify on these spearmen here, get them running. Most of the enemy turns and flees. Look at them run. You guys turn into the axe variant. Chase them down.
Fight with valor for Egypt.
They turn and immediately got some javelins in the back. There's the victory. You can see the chariots have to kind of carve their way through the tall grass. It's such an awesome small detail. And it really, really slows down your chariots, so if you had kind of spearmen anywhere near, they could rush in and surround and destroy them, where normally they'd get just run over. But this was a pretty awesome victory here. Chariots should be able to get lots of kills. Guys sprinting on forward, keep cutting down whoever you can. And now let's come on back over this way, let the archers deal with these poor club warriors that are fleeing. Warriors of Artemis, you go ahead and turn and do the same. Go ahead and chase down those club warriors there. You can kind of catch them in a bit of a pincer. Sounds great. Try to deal with them. Let's have these chariots try to move through best they can. Just gonna chop whoever you can. Send them to Osiris. And using the Warriors of Artemis makes me really want to pick up the DLC that has the Amazons in it. Sadly, the Amazons are not in the base game. Yeah, we annihilated them. If you ever see us having any frame drops, it's because I've clicked off screen. Troy has a bit of an interesting setting. I don't know if you can turn it off, where if you are not on the window, it slows the game down to a crawl. Won the battle, but do not celebrate too much. Harumph, I say. Harumph, we lost 146. It deployed almost 4,000 men? Get out of here. Oh, the flying knee. I don't know where that blood came from, but after all that fighting, eventually he got cut somewhere. Oh, got a good bit of bronze. Nice. That actually allows us to grab the next bit of research without worrying. Scavenge what we can, or do we take them on? Let's go ahead and take them on. We're getting plenty of bronze through battle. Okay, they would like to take 848 of our stone, Elenos, and he's going to give us some wood. Sure, yeah, that works for me. Argos has been resettled by the fish people. Son of a bitch. Oh, Pythia is coming on over to face us. Oh, it's time for Achilles to face down Memnon. Bring it. Got the Pact of Outsiders now. It pains me to see you mistreated in your own lands. If you serve me, you will travel in luxury. He dropped to upkeep cost of units from Asian territories, which is Susa. I believe Canaan as well. Great, answered our prayers, so enemies are going to have even more penalties to their leadership, which is great. And Memnon stole a golden box. I'm going to keep my opponent's thumbs in it and show it to the new recruits. Oh goodness. That's not what you do with a golden box. Oh man, he made Aesop scared. Agave here. Used trickery instead of meeting us in open battle. So they hindered him. What does the Oration of Dread do? Drop their leadership for the next battle? That'd be a cool effect. Looks like Odysseus is back.
Just
oh no.
not possible.
It's just not possible.
Memnon's most trusted.
Sweet. Well, let's give the Eremite Stone Slingers a bit more range. 209. Oh, hang on now. Grants Vanguard deployment for all missile. For all light missile. Entire army more battle speed, lets them move around faster, or Vanguard deployment for all light infantry as well. That seems pretty great. Doubling down on the Vanguard deploy, so we can get them even on the Egyptian troops that normally don't have them. It's pretty great. Let's first grab the long range for his extra troops there, for his Eremite Stone Slingers. We will be switching off to the Sine Chariots eventually. So you know what? Let's go for the Covered by Hades, so everyone gets Vanguard deployment regardless of being from Ethiopia or not. It's Trojan. We're not fighting Trojans at the moment. We'll give him his golden box. He's got some more influence there. I don't know that we actually have to worry about influence, but if we did, it'd be all worried. Or it'll be all sorted because we've got a box full of thumbs. No one else has a box full of thumbs, just us.
Sweep them away.
Alright, Mercenos, prepare yourselves. Oh, never mind. This has just been reclaimed by Sparta. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and raise and kill them this time, so we have more melee damage for the next battle.
No one will live here.
Keep on moving.
Keep moving along.
Keep stamping out the corruption that is
Let's take a breath.
Sparta. 390 more bronze, but that would give us even more research rate, which would be pretty awesome. We can, though, afford Tithonus' companion, so we are going to do this right away. So next turn, we'll be able to start adding in some more soldiers from Susa. I think that's mostly what we're going to switch out our front line here on Memnon's squad.
Memnon.
So these Hoopshu, while they're great, I'm going to go ahead and recruit in another hero and pass them off to them. Them and the Henku Guard both. And we'll have just a bunch of the Shurden Warriors as our front line, and then the Manfit possibly as the flanks. Manfit also might go off on the other squads. We'll have 4. And he says we need 5 Shurden, huh? We shall make as many changes as we need to. 5 of them is going to be a lot. That's how many calls from Susa? Luckily, Susa's pretty cheap. You just need 1,000 wood and 350 gold. Once we unlock that, we'll be swimming in elite warriors. Would be great. Now we move on Tyrants. You're all replenished up.
I will do this. With pride and valor.
Agamemnon himself. He's got his shield, so he's resistant to flanking and has extra armor. Is that going to save you? Likely not. Let's go ahead and not auto-resolve. We are going to continue the siege and see
Time
about
to test our
casting out a
skill.
hecatomb to one of the different gods. Fine will here. More missile damage to all of our archers faction-wide. Can we get this up to tier... Tier 2 is Celebrated. Celebrated is above 300. I think we can. Oh, no, we can't do the hecatomb. We have to do one... It's got to be one more turn. For all the gods here, at least one more turn? Not available. Yep. We would have to do... We'd have to wait. Okay, well, we could get a prayer to Artemis, giving us even more warriors of Artemis to be recruited possibly by Aesop there. They're pretty deadly. I think we'll go ahead and save our gold for now, though. We've got a lot of it. We can start using that to call in a whole bunch of extra troops from Susa. Alright, let's go ahead and start the battle up.
Honor.
If you do want to build rams, it's up to you. I've noticed that whatever soldier you do assign to the battering ram usually doesn't survive in the battle. They turn and flee the second they break the gates just because they've been shot by both the towers the whole time. This is not going to be an easy battle by any means here. So let's actually go ahead and sit for a turn and pretend like we're building up a ram, and then we'll wait.
To the field of battle.
And they can face us out on the battlefield directly. We'll see if they want to. We have a much better chance there than facing down the machine gun towers, though. Alright then. That is another turn. Construction available.
More lands to roam.
Crazy? No, you're not. Okay, perfect. We can grab... training range. We may just go for the marching drums for more movement. Melee defense and range for missile troops would be great, but having more movement also would be just fantastic. We can get one of the stones to one of the gods in as well, helping us out with their hecatomb. At least you're not Polyphemus. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I don't plan on taking any naps anywhere near Odysseus. I think the Sacred Stone of Apollo might be the best call here for Aesop. More range and more missile damage. Keeper of Battle Stories gives you scaling damage depending on how many followers you have. That wouldn't give us as much overall as the other. Missile damage and armor piercing comes later on at the maximum Ethiopian chief. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab the Sacred Stone of Apollo, giving our missile troops a bit more range and a bit more missile damage. Only costs 560 wood. Have to keep building up our population here from there. No problem.
Ever vigilant.
Alright, Amphilochus. He thinks himself a hero. Alright, fool, I have plenty of gold. Oh, I can't use it again? If the hero is already under 50%. Oh, so it only works on the first hero. That makes sense. We're not going to waste any of our gold then, and we're going to charge on in, crush this poor lad with our chariots, and then wait for his reinforcements. Light javelin men. They've got some pretty heavy armor. Nothing light about those guys. Bows of Mycenae. 205 range. Got it. Make sure we shut those guys down with our chariots or our archers. Alright then. That'll begin. Alright, so reinforcements coming in from directly in front. And that's it. Sweet, so we have got a good bit of track here to kind of run the chariots through. As long as we stay out of the high grass, they'll be fine. Want our own troops, though, to be kind of hiding in the high grass. So we're going to kind of take this stretch of grass. Maybe we can let the chariots kind of charge up and down at this stretch of land here. Or even come around behind. It does give the enemy archers some kind of cover in this position here if they manage to make it to the said spot, but that'd be a bit of a tough fight for them. Grab the Warriors of Artemis, put them out on the flanks. They are extra sneaky and should be able to kind of get up on the enemy without even being noticed. Archers as well there. They have a lot more slings than we do, so we're going to be a little bit careful. Chariots kind of have to go in single file in order to avoid being slowed down. He's going to be slowing them down a bit by itself. Melee mode so they can charge on in when I give them the order. Like where our bowmen are at currently, we'll have the Ethiopian javelin also kind of taking the front. Make sure they take the brunt of the damage for said javelin. We'll have the Magi warriors hiding back here with them, waiting to go after the enemy hero. One set of Jet, head over here.
Assume formation.
In Memnon's name.
Thank you, guard, and the hoop shoe.
Very well.
Trying to see if we can use the terrain to our advantage anywhere here.
Ruthless aggression.
I think we are out of luck in that position. That's fine. We'll have the other man-fit
Stand ready.
infantry, which do tend to take the most casualties.
Without question.
If we use them as that shield infantry as they're meant to be.
Memnon.
Tenku Guard have a very low unit count, which we do have to keep in mind. Memnon's troops back behind there. Alright.
Servant of Pharaoh. Glory awaits.
Guys, guard mode. I think everyone else already... Oh, they will be now, though. You better believe it. Guard mode for our spearmen. Your Wi-Fi is being uncooperative. That'd be too... That's too bad. Hope it gets sorted on out. Drop out of the stream. Hopefully you can rejoin on up later. And if not, I'm glad you made it for the part you did. Happy to see you on in. Put
The
this battle
enemy
up.
is receiving reinforcements.
Yeah, they are.
Understood.
And they march. Go ahead and get our chariots forward. We're just gonna shoot these guys up the path here.
Charioteers, move out.
Rhesus's chariots also have Strider, which means they completely ignore all the penalties, which is just incredible.
A match for any man.
Like to move the warriors of Artemis up so they are in the woods, and then everyone else can kind of stand right inside the shrubbery there.
Without hesitation.
Take that bit of open ground and let the chariots do their thing. Won't see the enemy archers yet. I'm sure they're on their way. We may want to push the chariots through. They can actually be near our archers. Try to cut through the grass as fast as you can there. Marianu, come on up so you're on this flank.
Ares, witness us.
Expert bowman.
Expert bowman, that's quite the...
Difference breeds strength.
Alright, team these guys up. Keep scooting down the path there. I told these chariots to follow. Meanwhile, the Mariana will hang out over here, right inside the area they can be. Might get in each other's way a little bit there, but in march the Greeks. You outnumber us once again here. Combined force of Argos and Mycenae. I bet the Mycenaeans are really upset with him for initiating the battle. We need our chariots a little bit off each other so they're not slowing one another down. Renowned slingers have quite a bit of range. Snake chariots, come on up. Quickly. Ariana, if you can get set up there, we can move you around and jump those slings.
For duty and honor.
Pull back a little bit further here.
As commanded.
Chariots can do a bit of drive-by on Antilochus as he moves on forward. Now he's invisible. Oh no, where'd he go? Antilochus the sneaky.
Without question.
Well, the Mariani were in the tall grass. That's not great for him. Pull on through off to this set of that tract of grass over there. Hopefully they can make it in time. They're really concerned about our chariots, which makes sense. As soon as we can get these enemy slingers kind of isolated from their unit, it'll launch a pretty nasty attack. Agamemnon's over on the side as well. Alright. There's no tall grass in the way. Get them.
Chariots advancing.
Here they come. Go ahead and bring the javelinmen forward.
Pride of Ethiopia.
Well, actually, let's go ahead and keep them back for a moment. Charge right on in. Do as much damage to those slings as you can. Break them. We've got to get on those bows of Mycenae behind them there.
Consider it done. To battle.
I ran them down pretty quickly. Let's get after these renowned slingers on the other side. Shot at by these slings. Let's go ahead and send the warriors forward.
Your warriors have spotted hidden foes.
King of Ethiopia.
Move on forward there. We'll have the javelin men work together on these shielded clubmen. Have the warriors of Artemis go up and work on Agamemnon, and the Magi come up and help out. Move through the line there. Charge in, do what you can to Titus. Go ahead and give the lead by example here.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
Definitely don't want to go for the raid. Just go ahead and charge in. And hit the bows of Mycenae next. These young spears. Go ahead and grab the Pharaoh's Edict, giving all the buffs to our troops there. Try to give the war gods call to these shielded spearmen who are trying to run away. Never mind. Keep fighting where you're at then. Looks like several of the enemy lords are already fleeing. Let's go ahead and get some shots on Titus.
Destroy them!
Lovely. Let's go ahead and maybe break some of these militia here. I don't mind getting a charge all the way through and hitting these shielded clubmen. Alright, bows of Mycenae are getting run down by the chariots in the back line there. They're getting a bit overwhelmed on this other tribe. We definitely need these Marianu to get on in. Losing the overall battles because of the sheer weight of troops against them.
Bows at the ready!
Your warriors
Mate.
are losing heart.
Ilicus, I see that. Pull these chariots on through. We lost one of our chariots there. I just saw there. They got wiped out to a man. Bogged down somewhere they shouldn't have been.
Egyptian chariots! Chariots at
Gotta break these shielded spearmen here. Should have plenty of armor.
warriors of the sands! Spears!
Warriors of the
Alright, those guys are broken. Push forward. All arrows start moving on these renowned slingers that are in our way.
Supreme Predator.
Shielded clubmen need to go.
Swordsmen! Warriors, move! On the march! Chariots!
Chariots are a bit bogged down in the back line here, but there's not much we can do. The Marianu easily crushed that group. Keep moving through.
Egyptians, move!
Give the Marianu some more strength there. Keep terrifying off who we can. Those young spears need to go ahead and leave. See you later.
Send them to Osiris! For the glory of Egypt!
We'll add some extra reinforcements where they can. All clubmen come on around.
The pride of Ethiopia!
Deal with those renowned slingers there, please. Meanwhile, all of our Ethiopian archers can fire on these renowned slingers up front. Javelins, we keep dealing with those shielded spearmen. We got them completely surrounded up front here. Combination of Hoopshu and other Canaanite infantry. Lovely combined arms.
Ethiopia's attack.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
Strike them down!
Okay, hang on now. Memnon's getting strafed by those light javelin men.
Chariots of Egypt!
I shall. For Egypt.
Charioteers, move!
Try to make sure we are not getting run over. There we go. There's the victory. Alright, so group 2 there. Take them all off guard mode. Chase down whoever you can.
Shatter the bow! Take them, king!
We business. We did lose one of our chariot units, which is a bit sad, but we can recruit more of them pretty easily. Very cheap recruitment on those light Sine chariots.
Spears!
Let's switch them to axe mode. You guys as well. Where are you guys hanging out?
Moving up!
See if you can chase down Agamemnon.
Supreme Predators.
Ream Predators.
Adding aid!
We live!
Chuck
We
nonsense
fight!
those slingers there. You go ahead and get out on those shielded spearmen.
Sharp shooters!
Speed this on up now. Go ahead and turn and see if you can't deal with Agamemnon for me. Our chariots weren't out chasing anyone, which is a bit sad, so they're not going to catch. Oh, there's plenty over here. That tall grass is just pretty
The enemy hero has sustained a wound.
spooky. Pulls you down quite a bit. Enemy hero has sustained a wound. Perfect. That drops Agamemnon, giving us the defeat trait of Agamemnon. Awesome. And I'll bring down a few more, but I think that's... They basically have the same amount of speed as us, so they're going to flee on away. The few that do remain. Yep, that didn't work. The oldest trick in the book. Spin move. Oh, Amphilochus was destroyed, so was Titus and Agamemnon. All of the lords were utterly crushed. Perfect. Letting them live would be very, very useless. We'll go ahead and take them on for full replenishment, except for our poor Sine chariots. Okay, so the new territory available, Susa. My lord, good news. The echoes of your glorious deeds have traveled far. Now we have additional camp followers from Susa as well. Apollo is pleased, giving us more missile damage. We've got a light bronze tipped javelin from Memnon. Range for all javelin units in this army. Beating Agamemnon drops upkeep cost of all units and gives us more aura size. Sweet business.
Expanding our maps further.
Go ahead and give you this light-tipped bronze javelin. Sounds awesome. No more items for us here. We could grab the pelt. This gives us more replenishment rate. That's for Memnon. Let's not be serious. Why uses a Kapesh for stabbing? Yeah, exactly. That's not really what they're used for. The first time I saw it, I was like, that's brutal, bud. That's putting in some aggression in those swings and be able to get that through the body as easily as you are. Definitely more of a chopping weapon. Income from raising. Is that income total? Sounds pretty great. Stone per turn. Getting the Army of Greater Ethiopia sounds great too, but that's going to take a long time. The defensive chariots for some gold. Keep them fighting a little bit longer there. Battle speed of all units, making them a little bit faster than the enemies. That's probably a pretty good call too. Either we pillage for victory, or we get cadence drills to become a little bit faster. What do you think there, chat? Cadence or pillaging? Do we march better, or do we break things better? One will be a little bit faster. And we'll also unlock us some more post-battle loot later on, too. Pretty good things unlocked on both sides there. But cadence or pillaging. I'm going to jump up and grab a refill of the Holy Chalice of Water. I'll stay here on the screen. It won't go anywhere. Alright, we're back. And we've got a single vote from yes there. Breaking things is fun, but reaching more things to break is even more fun, so marching. Okay, well, yeah, but more battle speed allows us to move faster for all of our units on all of our armies faction-wide. This is mostly helpful for the chariots, but it's useful for our infantry as well. Altus is friendly. Let's go ahead and move over here towards Hire here for the extra bronze.
Dawn rising.
Before we do, though, we can come on over to Pharaoh's Servant and grab some reinforcements from Susa. 1,000 wood and 350 gold. Easy. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and go into Aesop's army here. And I am going to remove these Ethiopian hunters for those stone slingers. Depending on what they cost. Just food, good bit of it, but that's fine. Grab these two here. Or at least just one, because we can only recruit one new unit on in. So we'll grab the Elamite stone slingers. Since they are only costing us a bit of food. Lovely. Now out to the sea. And before we do, let's see what camp followers we gain from Susa there. Dropping the enemy movement range in the region. That's pretty incredible. More treasures looted post-battle. Grants an action that makes all enemy units start the battle tired. You're joking, right? That just costs food. Okay, well, let's grab these marauders here for more loot. Drop the enemy movement, and for 6,000 we gain a disguised trader. Sure, why not? We'll have to make sure we are keeping an eye on our food stores, though. They're getting a bit low. We won't want to use that soon. We'll want to just keep it in the back. We're mostly grabbing those camp followers because each one of them gives our troops more missile and melee damage by 1%. So for you, then, there, Aesop. I do want to give you the one that gives you more looting capabilities as well, though. Some more post-battle loot for 80 gold. Lovely. Awesome. Okay, now let's come on out to the sea. Make sure there's no one dangerous nearby. We know Odysseus is back up north here. He got either kicked out a bunch of his troops, or I'm not sure what he's up to. Well, we are going to go after the town of his home of Ithaca. We're going to go after Hyrie first here, though. Perfect. Irons is still holding firm for a moment. Let's see if the auto-resolve is going to let us destroy that. No, we would lose some clubmen. Are you sure about that? Let's go ahead and continue the siege then.
With honor.
We recruit in those Sheridan warriors. Oh, lovely, we can. Welcome, lads. We'll recruit you guys on in. Yeah, they are double the scale of the hoopshoe. They even have more armor. Let's get these hoopshoe out of here. Although disbanding them is foolish. What am I talking about? Go ahead and...
Remember your training.
Can you recruit in another hero? Oh, you can. Okay, so what have we failed with so far? We failed with a fighter vanquisher or fighter ravager. Let's go for a warlord, either mentor or commander. We've got Sabeth. We haven't tried a warlord yet. We've got Chiguru up here. He's a warlord warmonger. And I will admit to not knowing much about the difference of the different hero types here, besides Archer obviously being Archer. Do we want a mentor being Intef, or do we want Chiguru, the warmonger? The Dawi would be really happy to settle there. They would indeed. Dawi would quite enjoy Greece. I'm leaning more towards Chiguru here, being a warmonger. Sounds like a good bit of fun. Although Sabeth is a commander, which also sounds pretty good. We'll go for the warmonger. Recruit him on in. Chiguru, welcome.
Pharaoh's trusted.
He's got some men-fit infantry. Not a bad starting unit.
Forged in war.
He's got the blood of Heracles, sees the moment, so he's also very similar to Memnon. Anku Guard, and then the Noctua infantry. You get chariots later on, perhaps? No, just Sheridan warriors. He gets the shout. Alright then. So be it. Go ahead and give you the blood of Hercules. Blessings of Egypt or blessings of Ethiopia. He does look like he comes from Egypt. Let's go ahead and give you the Blessings of Egypt. Although this is not... These are really early tiers. You know what? We won't. Cooldown reduction on the Blood of Hercules. We can use it more often. Ares is Thunder. You need Rage. How much Rage do we need? 75. Extra treasures, extra morale. Melee defense or melee attack. Defense is usually better than attack in most cases, at least in Warhammer. So we'll see how it is in this one. More movement range after battle and success chance from stealing spoils. More treasures and more battle captives. Those are both pretty good as well. Let's go for the drill expert so our units come on in with a bit more skill. That does drop our fatigue reduction. Now, +1 is not that much. I take it back. Fatigue reduction sounds great. Additional or always begin fresh. This would keep us safe if we're in March stance. But let's go for even further fatigue reduction. I don't really plan on being dangerous and going into March stance. Warmonger. I think we've I'm glad we chose him then. He's going to cause fear. These Manfred infantry are great. I can't wait till we get to see he gets access to the Sheridan. This axe is kind of what they made. This is a new Kingdom axe. It doesn't look so much like it, but earlier on they had, like I said, the big broad axe. And they made this one to be better at piercing armor against kind of the Canaanites when they fought them. Anti-armor axe. As opposed to the other one, which, even though it is rather large and a big blade, it's not so great against armor. Really, really great against flesh, though. Go ahead and give the prayer to Athena so we have a bit more melee defense during a siege battle. Now let's go for sword units. And then either the collector or the protector of the people. 30% more treasures looted sounds fantastic. And Ares' Thunder would allow him to stay alive a bit better. So let's go ahead and grab Ares' Thunder. All enemies in range would have a 30% drop to their melee defense. That can never be bad. And that's some great Salamian armor there. Extra 20 armor. And then we'll, I guess, give him the Argivore sword. Why not? It's not for you, but we'll hand it off. Cup and Nestor we will go ahead and hand over to Chiguru here. Increases motivation, although I don't see any stat 4 motivation here, which is not helpful for me, I can't lie. Doesn't really say, just has his statistics and everything he's done. Well, welcome on in, Chiguru. We need to recruit you in some troops.
Warmind.
You know the Warmind, do you? We'll grab some Nefru infantry over from Egypt, as well as some of these slings. And then we'll grab some Ethiopian spearmen as well. Recruit those guys on in. Grab the Pharaoh's servant here. We can't get anyone on in for another return. Well, as per usual here, we may have just sacrificed this poor fool to the gods. Whoops. Such is the way. Alright, let's go ahead and attack Tyrants then.
Time to test our skill.
Memnon.
Pride and valor.
You know, as I say, let's attack Tyrants. I don't like getting shot at by a bunch of machine gun towers. Let's go ahead and continue the siege.
To the field of battle.
And we will instead
Fight with honor.
just gonna hang out nearby. We can't do anything for Chiguru except for, I guess, recruiting some more chariot runners and the like. I don't want to really increase our bronze upkeep on him. Grabbing a single light Sine chariot would at least keep them safer in combat. It won't make sure he wins, but he'll be at least a twinge safer. Come on into the Divine Will, make sure we can pass out the Hecatomb to Artemis. Get up back up to the She of Light Step. More movement range and more missile damage.
A feast to honor the gods.
Oh, and Troy towers are incredibly annoying. And machine gun your units down very, very quickly. Right, Artemis's cult has leveled on up, giving us more missile damage, which is lovely. He has resettled a road there, so hopefully the Octopus clan can deal with them.
Precise aim.
Right, more bronze. Let's get it.
Steady hand.
March stance.
Voyaging once more.
I'm tempted to go for it.
Outrun the waves.
Yeah, no one's defending Hyrie. Therefore, we have to go all the way around. Okay. It's a little bit better defended than I thought it was. These cliffs kind of keep you from assaulting from anywhere. Well, that's just fine. Sweet. I think we're ready to go. I think that's about all we can get to this turn. We could probably get into diplomacy a bit, but we're low on most of our resources, so hold off for now. Food will be at Troyzen, which we are going to be at war with probably pretty soon. Go from Tyreds over to Troyzen, no problem. Done too much damage to Greece. Hector's starting to get some land. We might have to start fighting against Hector. Although, what is the overall victory here? Does it let us see anywhere? Victory conditions for Memnon. Figured it'd be in objectives. Apparently it's not. We just have to continue our epic missions. For now, then, that's what we do. Leads from Susa. And extra experience. Made Shigeru scared. How rude. Okay, well, the Ares cult has been leveled down now, which is not great. And Demon Ice has frightened at Shigeru. Troyzen has been destroyed by Paris. And Kime has been destroyed as well. Oh no, Greece, what's happening? Oh, I see Achilles is starting to claim back some land too. Where did Achilles come from? He might have federated up with someone else. I don't think he had all this land before. Scythia.
Consummate war, man.
Alright, mighty Achilles, let's bring it.
With pride and valor.
Oh man, they attrition down to almost nothing. He's got some heavy javelin throwers, but we're not concerned. Low casualties, let's see just how low. You better be nice.
Time to test our skill.
Like 3 guys behind the wall. And chop. Ooh, we lost 33, which is not bad. That's definitely all going to those towers. We'll take the win. And we will raise and kill all in Tyrants.
This city is no more.
Better wear some shoes. Let's see if Memnon can actually win in this
A
fight.
courageous victory.
Destroying Tyrants, though, has leveled our cult up for Zeus. Really, Zeus really didn't like Tyrants. Check our Divine Will here. Yeah, so upkeep cost of club units and Descendant of Zeus to all true newly trained heroes. Don't know what that does, but that sounds cool. Fortunately, we don't need to recruit in another hero. We just got Shigeru here. Not sure where we're gonna send you. We've kind of destroyed most everything. Probably down south against Sparta. While we move up against Pythia. Here's Achilles here. He's only rolling with a 12 stack.
Impossible.
Extra charge for all of his units and extra armor piercing damage for himself. I think we would definitely win against this army. Not even knowing what he has.
I will not.
They're struggling against Troy quite heavily here. Troy has all of its land. I don't know how many of these guys actually belong to the Achaeans or the others. Could send him across the ocean. Start breaking some things. Take a look at diplomacy now. So the Aeolians are the ones that are not on either side. Same thing with the Dorians. The Ionian League being made up of Athens and their city-states later on. don't know if Nereus is on our side or not. He doesn't like us that much. He doesn't like we're a great power, and he doesn't like we fought against Argos. We are coming to the spot where we're going to figure out where our next attacks are heading. I'm trying to see what the Grapevine faction was. Can't see them anywhere here. Are you guys just rebels? They really don't like us. Huh. I don't know what this faction is. Dionysius. They like to party. Yeah, we like to break things.
Memnon.
We'll see if we can get along. Likely not. Alright, Memnon. I am tempted to get into a war with these clowns.
I would rather be on the battlefield, if I'm honest.
They are trading with Argos. They are non-aggression partners with Sparta. Yeah, this will be a right proper faction to kick.
King of Ethiopia.
They rebuilt Argos, though. Kind of gotta let them rebuild a bit.
Son of Tithonus.
Alright, chat, where do we go after them next? We start attacking Pythia's new settlements. I mean, nothing around here is rebuilt enough, so we're gonna be just kind of smashing a bunch of nothing. Or we can start getting up over into these settlements here.
O Thebes of the Seven Gates.
Oh, hang on now.
Great misfortune befell King Tydeus and his 6 companions when they marched against this city. And now their loss reverberates through to the next generation.
So, raising Thebes will give us faction favor with Hephaestus. There's lots of goodies up here. Extra reinforcements if we bring down Chalchis. Alright, well, I think we start working up towards north towards Salamis then. Bringing down Salamis would give us extra favor with Harry's. They've got Megara. Salamis has been claimed by Iliad and Brassos. Some wood. Lots of decisions. Zeus was all about sneaking around and avoiding Hera. So whatever he had to do to avoid Hera, that's what he was about. Didn't matter if it was an animal, didn't matter what it was. As long as he could be sneaky. The guys coming in from Sai would drain a lot of our food is the only issue there. Let's go ahead and grab the guys from Napata once more. Pretty solid troops, the Ethiopian tribesmen. We get 2 of the tribesmen, 1 javelin, and then 1 spear. Call them on in for a bit of wood and some food.
Wealthy men from far and wide.
Wealthy men. Surely that's what these guys are.
Pharaoh's will be done.
Wait. His army is starting to come together. For now, we probably want him to stay back and maybe just kind of raid behind Memnon. Raiding drops happiness, drops growth, and generates a bit of income.
Quick and orderly.
Okay, yeah, well, let's go ahead and get up here and punch Argos. We can't quite make it. Okay, well, we'll do some raiding then.
Move out.
We get unrestricted replenishment.
Push onwards.
We can't raid in
Wherever we are needed.
ruined territory.
We will stop here.
So be it.
This I can do.
Right next to Argos, we can destroy it and move on.
We venture forward. Set up camp.
Definitely not scared of you. 3 turns till our first bit of population surplus. We need to get some more food. This is rebuilding in there behind.
Mother Eos,
How
guide
high we can
us.
fall. Sweet.
We bring ruin.
Oh, hang on now. These guys have been enchanted by Hephaestus. You got some island skirmishers, some Achaean slings, which are just kind of the normal slings there, but they know they're expendable. And a bunch of sword skirmishers, which are actually fairly decent. 60 damage there. How much are we getting out of our guys? Almost 60. No armor, though. Chariot advantage is pretty great. They don't have many spearmen at all, so we should be able to just kind of run through. We'll take a lot of damage from these ambushers, but I think we'll do just fine. Auto resolves as we lose. I say auto resolves crazy. Good battle. If you could recruit Kratos, I mean, yeah. That'd be the end. I think just like recruiting Ares would be the end, or any of the gods directly. We'll go ahead and wait. Would like some fun weather conditions. You can do it. Nope. Dry desert. And such is the way. All right. Nope. Let's not start the battle. Let's set up the chariots off on this side here. Smash on through. Fire will. Perfect. Then we'll have the rest of the troops threatening the other side, although the chariots can rush through this area a bit better because there's nothing in their way. Grab them, pull them on over. A lot less in their way on this side of the settlement. Sweet. Tribesmen. Fighting in the center here, while the warriors of Artemis can kind of take. Got a lot of archers themselves, is my only concern for our warriors. Let's pull the spearmen into the spearmen up front to defend them. That'll be just fine. Javelin men in front. Interesting, they didn't want to deploy. I don't mind if they're not hiding, but they all managed to. Perfect. Stone Slingers also get themselves some lovely vanguard. Set them up behind the bow ladies of Artemis. Wait, Aesop's the only one that doesn't actually have vanguard. Who and the other Egyptians, so we'll have them kind of take the front line there. Press on forward. Chariot runners will have them go with the chariots as flanking units. We're gonna have them go the other way as flanking units. I think we will do. I won't hide them. We want them to know they're there. Expendable to the extreme. Alright, have you off to the sides. You can fire around. Perfect. And no worries about any English being good or bad. Go ahead and start this battle up.
Your warriors have spotted hidden foes.
So they have. Go ahead and eliminate these Achaean slingers first. Use spears. Go ahead and kind of hang out where you're at. Pull the javelins up. Start chucking those at the heavy sword skirmishers. Move the clubs up on this side and on this side as well. Javelin, or all of you guys, move in and just deal with these club warriors there. No problem.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
Deal as much damage as you can there to those renowned slings. Go ahead and charge in on those heavy skirmishers. Keep bringing them down, make them suffer indeed. Spearmen are gonna struggle. Let's go ahead and give them some leader's will, so they've got some nice extra bump to their leadership. What else moving on in? The chariots get to run over these clubmen. 20 chariots versus a single unit of clubmen. We'll see who wins. I don't think it's going to be the clubmen, weirdly enough. Move the chariot runners up to keep them worried about them on that side there.
Are losing heart.
Shouldn't be. Oh, they were fighting heavy sword skirmishers. Pull back for a moment.
For King Memnon. Strength and glory. Spears. For the glory of Egypt. Prepared for anything.
Annihilating those ambushers. Perfect. Chariots get to run right through. Let's go ahead and pull through that line there.
By Ares, your warriors are rallying.
Smash through. Fill in the gaps behind them. Chariots come on around behind. Keep crushing. Just got some islanders that are fleeing now. Lovely.
Victory.
Go ahead and switch the
is
Nephru
close
over
enough
into
to
axe
taste.
mode. Would help out with these heavy sword skirmishers there. These poor fools. Awesome. And you think you're tough. Little do you know. Chariots are way tougher. We'll go ahead and pull them through though, because they are light chariots. They're not meant to stay in for any extended amount of time. If we can break the leadership on those guys there, that's the end. Not much else for them to do except for turn and flee.
Up to battle! Crush them!
Enemy slings are fleeing. Completely shattered too, so we don't have to deal with them coming back.
Your hero is under attack.
Go ahead and stand right off to the side there. Now this poor heavy sword skirmisher just got blended. An elite unit by all accounts, but not when dealing with that many chariots.
Ready for war! Show no fear!
Stop them from fleeing. Make sure all of those missiles find their mark. Those young spears are gonna have a really hard time against any kind of missile fire. So fairly good offense though. A bit more range than our Ethiopian spearmen do.
Your warriors
Locked
have
him
been
with it.
routed.
Those guys are gonna run away, but so are the Achaeans. Just this last group of heavy sword skirmishers, and that should be the end of the battle. Go ahead and run this group of renowned slingers down. Oh, there's these islanders in the back line too, which is a bit amusing.
Your warriors are rallying.
Go ahead and brace, see what happens. Smush. Those poor guys. Oy.
Egyptian chariots!
Get yourself on through. Getting bogged down in that group of infantry would be a really bad call.
Servants of Memnon!
Reinforcements arrive. There are some pretty heavily plated soldiers on the Greek side, but here with Memnon, most of your soldiers are going to be light to medium infantry at the heaviest.
No one is safe!
I'm confused. Who's still fighting? Oh, these guys all on the back line here. They've got a whole, like, group. They were hidden. Interesting. Okay. Fair enough. Have the militia go ahead and just kind of walk up the straight front there. We'll have the 3 chariots come on around.
Chariots of Egypt!
The Elamites are coming on in and dealing with who they can the most easily. Here, move up on the other side there. The axemen move on forward. Everyone has to move on. We're very, very tired.
Harnessed for war!
Throw some stuff back. That chariot got absolutely obliterated. Let's go ahead and send them on and forward before we lose too many more from the skirmishers. Same thing with these guys here. Send them on in. Show no fear. Smash right through these sword skirmishers here.
Arrows knocked! Chariots forward! Spill blood!
Keep going.
Send them to Osiris!
We can see you. Now the tribesmen kind of file in behind. Deal with the rest of them there.
You will soon hold the enemy's victory point.
Horses harnessed! Chariots go!
Chariots keep moving though, so they can keep the enemy off their feet. They get bogged down, they get slain pretty quickly.
Move out!
Very light armor on those Egyptian chariots. Alright, the enemy lord is shattered. There goes the rest of them. Perfect. And they fought to the bitter end, but it wasn't quite enough. some of the enemies we fight, I mean, they're never going to be any full plate because that's just not the type of armor that was slash used in this time. Hyper aggression. Gotta finish him off. We lost almost nothing in the battle there. Chariots being the deciding factor for sure. We'll go ahead and raise and kill. Get as much bronze as we can.
Live and learn.
Lovely. 7,500. Now I think we move towards Ithaca. Oh, you get favor with Poseidon. How, mythology accurate. Poseidon hated Odysseus.
A brother of Nubian kings.
It was mostly because Odysseus
Rest and replenish.
didn't give him proper sacrifices and stabbed his favorite son Polyphemus in the eye. Hero's Edict gives us more morale and armor. That's definitely more for a frontline soldier here. The Inspired Aim costs 6 rage per second and gives you more damage by a huge margin. So Inspired Aim it is. Make it cost a bit less or give them more damage. I think it's definitely going to be damage all the way there for that one. Those Stone Slingers did really good work. Okay. Zoom the map on in.
Memnon.
And hopefully we can get
More conquests
Iguru
away.
some more troops before he gets attacked. Next turn we could get some guys in from Kerma here, but it'd be a lot of food. And these guys are all pretty expensive as far as bronze, so no soldiers from Kerma.
More conquests
Being
away.
close to Memnon doesn't matter, but it makes me feel better. Okay, we've got a lot of bronze now. Let's see what we want to go for on our royal decrees here. Is going through honor the workers, drop cost of buildings. I don't care about that so much. Extra defense on medium, attack on medium. So that'll be great, kind of late game. Each unit reinforcement from all Asian territories is increased by +1. See, this is fantastic. We are going to put a pause on Cadence Drill. Anytime we call units in from Susa, we will get an additional soldier from Susa, which makes it so much better. Almost doubles what does absolutely double how many troops you're going to get. Sweet business. Can't go for a prayer to Ares, which makes me a bit sad. Prayer to Zeus would give us more deal evaluation for all diplomatic agreements, except for barters. Interesting. Healing for slings, only for Memnon. Line of sight and cost for camp follower. We'll get Hephaestus up higher at some point here. Current, he is neglected. Prayer to Artemis would give us some Strider for all units from Side, Apata, and Kerma. And then more Warriors of Artemis. We've already maxed out the Warriors of Artemis, so let's go ahead and save our gold for the prayers. Definitely need them for calling more reinforcements from Susa when we're able. Yeah, let's go ahead and end the turn. I will go ahead and take this to be the kind of... Ooh, a horde upgrade for Aesop. Never mind, that'll be what we go for. Heroes Pavilion gives us more recruit rank and unlocks Memphis if we didn't already have it. We'll go for the Heroes Pavilion, max that on out. That will drain our stores of wood pretty much completely, so we may have to go for some barters to get that on back. Or, better yet, we needed to stock some wood out of someone. Where would we need to go? Cyperissos. We can make that happen. Cyperissos we can destroy. There's also some wood over here in Tegea, so we could probably get them as well. I will end the turn, and then I'm going to hit the E-Right back screen. Run to the restroom real quick, grab some more snacks and some water, and we will continue this campaign very momentarily. Alright, we're back. And in the intern, it looks like Chiguru has been attacked by a Genitor and Duralios, as well as Mysticius here. So they've got 3 armies come on over to attack not Memnon because they're too afraid to fight Memnon directly. Fair enough. We will try to retreat since we are currently in raiding stance and we'll be a bit tired on the battlefield. We would rather not be winded, especially our chariots. We'd rather fight fully ready to go. So we'll retreat this once here.
Disengage. Fall back.
See if they can catch us. Oh, not this time. I saw that person come flying over, though. Oh, Trillios offers his friendship. What kind of friendships do you currently have? Military allies with all of kind of the Trojan factions. He'll give us some wood as a single barter. Sounds good, bud. We agree. This should give us lots of new lovely wars. Okay, so we have gained the Greater Eastern Caravans now, so all of our Susan reinforcements shall gain even further. He's fortunate. Oh, they failed. Perfect. Well, that's great. Here's Paris himself. Reclaimed Tyrants. So glad we could clear the path for you there, buddy. We'll swing back into our Royal Decrees then, and then go for the Cadence Drills. Finish that on off. Extra battle speed for all of our units there.
In Pharaoh's name.
Well, we were going to attack Argos, but since these guys are so kindly walking forward to engage us with such little units, we'll go ahead and squish these poor fools here. Auto resolve looks like it's gonna be nice to us, so crush.
Fight with honor.
Kick, see, that's why you need to use your weapon, bud. Yeah. Too many people have been stabbed with this capiche. Okay, so Genitor falls and the other 2 managed to escape. We only lost 25 in the fighting. We'll go ahead and let them live and gain a little bit of bronze. You're gonna dip for today? Really had a good time? Hey, I had a good time too. I'm glad you made it on in. We'll probably continue on for another about an hour or so, and we'll finish it up there. You have a good one as well.
Ethiopia triumphs.
We will claim
Nereus, there's the leader himself there. I wonder if he has a defeat trait. Let's find out by bopping him on the forehead. Can't quite afford the bronze upkeep on these guys, and actually the troops coming in from Megiddo seem to be kind of terrible. So we're gonna keep not recruiting them. Makes me happy to do so. Calling in more lads from Memphis or Sai costs a good deal of food, so we're gonna go for Napata once more here because it's not much food and not much wood.
Soldiers of glory travel far to join.
Guess so Chiguru actually has some soldiers. So that single unit of chariots already puts him ahead of most of his enemies. But he's still fairly weak. This is a really low tier army. Right, now I think we go ahead and declare war and attack Mycenae.
Epic deeds.
They rebuilt it a little bit. He's got some hunters, some eastern slings, and some Lycian axe warriors. Okay, excellent morale and excellent armor piercing. That's 58 damage though. You know most of my guys are well in the hundreds, right?
Glory is ours.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let Argos replenish for one more turn, and we can go ahead and attack Mycenae instead. The war. All your allies to help. We'll go ahead and leave Hector of Troy out of this. Because if they go ahead and decline, they cease to be your ally. Oh, we vastly overpower them. Nereus and his axe warriors. Alright, the east versus the south. Let it begin. Ooh, they actually have some chariots too. Lovely. A bit better armor than ours, though. Hey, Bethany. Welcome on in. Glad you made it. Okay, so now, for those who are wondering about how dangerous the enemy towers are, they'll be shown off in full display here. So, I think the best course of attack is still going to be over here. There's only one tower defending. We'll get shot at all the way in, and we can't really actually do anything to stop it until we actually get up on the walls, because this is all cliffs. Gotta get up to the walls here and move around. But I think that's still gonna be the best course of action. So, fight everyone we can in the woods here. The Magi, I'm gonna keep off to the side a little bit further. Should slightly be out of range. Make sure they are. We'll grab the Warriors of Artemis. Make sure they can strafe the walls. Ethiopian archers behind them. Again, making sure we can strafe the walls.
The
Javelins
foe
up
has
front.
sighted your hidden units.
Seen, huh? Hide them at all? Now that they've been spotted, it's too late. Yeah, I guess now that they've been spotted, it's far too late. Interesting. They can't hide anywhere now. That's likely a bug. Okay, well this unit of javelins is gonna kind of just stand over here then. Otherwise they're gonna get shot at. Bring our own chariots over. Wait till we're through those gates. We'll kind of smash on through and do all the damage we can. They don't deal enough damage to the gates, which it makes sense. They wouldn't actually deal that much damage to the gates, so we're not going to expect them to be gate crashers there.
Without question.
Hoopshoe in the center. Memnon off on the side, kind of. He'll be moving up and over this this mound here. Hopefully, he may have to go around it. Keeping him back for at least a moment. Grab the Manfit. Men where they fit. Wait. Alright, what are we missing on the deployment? I think everyone's ready to go. Get all the infantrymen. All of the archers. Guard mode up, and then the chariots. Alright, let's get this battle started. Oh, hello now. Game, you know I'm being shot at by the tower, right? Yeah, lovely cinematic overview of the town then. We will be burning this all down eventually, but for now, this is how lovely the town is. We're gonna go ahead and skip through that though. I'm pretty sure that's just a cinematic entrance for reinforcements. Bring the javelins up. Have the Memnon and the other Sherman warriors going to take the walls. Meanwhile, the Hanku Guard and the Hoopshoe move to just kind of stand and not take too much damage. Warriors of Artemis move up and post those axe warriors in arrows. And you guys do the same thing with this champion here. And the towers fire regardless of if anyone's up in them, so you actually have to move up and capture them before they stop. We'll leave most of our troops back here in the back. We'll bring the Manfit up behind. Yeah, perhaps bringing the Ethiopian javelin forward is not the greatest idea. We've already lost 9 of them. Everyone else is defending the other side of the settlement, which is very strange. They are expecting shenanigans, and I don't blame them. Shenanigans are indeed afoot. Spread out a little bit so they're not getting in each other's way.
Your hero is under attack.
Oh, I'm sure he is. There's so many arrows flying out of this tower. I just don't want them up on the walls. Our javelin would struggle quite badly up on the walls. See if we can chuck the javelins at the shielded guys over there. Magi, stay where you are. I don't really want you taking too much damage. Although it'll take them a bit to actually travel up, so bring yourselves on over. We'll get to these walls eventually. You can get your ladders on the wall. Maybe they're not going to try it. Yeah, they can go all the way around because someone else already been given the order. So be it. Keep taking out that hero there then. Our poor archer's taking a good bit of damage. So is the enemy though. Going into battle shirtless against arrows is always a scary proposition for anyone. Yeah, the Lord's already broken. Poor fool. We could go ahead and use Memnon's Terrify ability to scare off these idiot axe warriors here. Oh, perhaps they don't decide to flee. Brave. I think the second they take damage, though, they are going to decide that fighting is... discretion is indeed the better part of valor.
Ready for war.
Alright, the Sheridan are up on the walls. Go ahead and make sure we claim this tower post-haste. Break them. Alright, see you later. Glad you made it on in.
You are about to capture the gates.
We need to capture this tower. That's what we need to do. Let's go ahead and rotate the archers then so they can actually start firing on the guys that are moving up to defend. Gates are almost ours. Go ahead and file Memnon's troops down. The Sheridan warriors are moving where they can. As soon as the gates are ours, we can move everyone through.
You have captured the gates.
Perfect. Switch them over to the axes and charge in on these Lycian axe warriors. Let's see who's better at using them. Spoiler alert, it's us. Javelins take the high ground there.
Archers ready. Disarm warriors.
Memnon, let's take the side flank here, so if anyone wants to actually charge on in, they're going to be taking full damage from all of our archers.
You have captured the enemy tower.
Now we just charge in. That tower is no longer firing for them, which is perfect. We'll bring the warriors back down to help out. Chucking those javelins. Some nasty looking javelins. It's barbed tips. No thanks. That's for maximum psychological
One of your
damage.
units has no more ammunition.
That sounds horrible. And so let's go ahead and set you guys up for a nice charge.
Attack! Hardened warriors!
These guys have the very broad-headed axes. Let's go ahead and slow it down. I was talking about earlier, really great against unarmored opponents, but they just, for whatever reason, lack armor piercing. More of a crushing blow. Got the two-handed great axes versus our Egyptian battle axes. I think we should be running them over. Pharaoh's Edict. And we just charged through. Didn't even really need our chariots. In fact, speaking of chariots, we'll bring them on in. Make sure you two are in melee mode. Just break whoever's in your way. The enemy chariots kind of stayed up on this other portion of the town, and we may have just defeated them with archers. They're broken on the other side, though. Sorry, Fish Clan. Not today. There's a horde of staff bearers going up the side there. Ethiopian javelin men. Have you guys post up on the other side. We'll have the Warriors of Artemis kind of moving up and fire on whoever they can. Let's go ahead and blast these Eastern slings if we can manage to keep them out of a fight. I think Memnon's gonna pretty easily get in here and crush these four axe warriors that are on our way.
Anubis judge you!
Anubis judge you. Use your feet. Slice. Every time. Swing your foot at me, I'm cutting it off. That's just how this is gonna work. Those axe warriors lasted all of maybe 2 seconds in battle. Go ahead and try to call these Eastern Slingers out, make them fight Memnon.
Overrun them!
What's the plan, buddy? Lovely blue tunics, but getting stabbed in the back, unfortunately, is unfortunate there. How many times we can use the same word? How many of them are left? They've just kind of got these different ragtag groups, and as soon as they meet us, they just break. Alright, chariots, let's come on in. Anatolian youths in here for us to give the axe. Possibly scare some of these guys off. We'll go ahead and get rid of these axe warriors here. Hit them once, they should turn and flee.
For Egypt!
Leadership is seriously lacking there, buds. Let's have these two light chariots here. Go ahead and run down these axe warriors. Have the Benjai keep moving up. Maybe just hunt down these archer chariots. Man, let's go ahead and switch weapon type. Go ahead and move and try to set up against these archer chariots that are moving towards us. Pull back a little bit. Warriors of Artemis set up in this town square. You guys take the flank there. Go ahead and switch to the shield so you're at least defended. Those chariots are in for a bad time. They've been run down by the sea people. Rest in peace, horses. Those guys are gone too. Alright, that's those chariots handled. They thought those Anatolian youths thought about charging. They changed their mind quickly. Mariano will have them come on up. Start watching those arrows. Memnon, you and company go that way. There we are. Gonna run down the next group. Spearmen versus spearmen. Much smaller buckler shields there, which I don't know if I would want that for protection. Not in this battle. Oh, that guy got an arrow in the back of the head. To Osiris. Switch to your great axes. Move up and defend their flanks. Perfect, they turn and flee. What's the plan there, boys? Staff Bearer is giving him the old bonk. And those guys are done. Here comes the Mariano as well. Say goodbye to your legs. Those axes are great and all, but heavy chariots. Yeah, they're broken. I see a bunch of cowards. Continue marching down their streets. Bring death. We could have the other chariots. No, these guys are all broken. They're not coming back at all. Well, we can just kind of send the chariots up the front line then. We'll speed things up since we just have to kind of travel through the city itself. Allowing our chariots to lead the way. Arrows are loosed. See how well they hold. And no. They tried. They were braced, but it just wasn't enough. Just ran them right over. Alright, chariots, move forward into this next group of axe warriors. Meanwhile, the Jet can kind of move on in and clean up the stragglers. We'll have to deal with these slings. Let's go ahead and get all of our archers, making sure they are moving forward. The main body force is also moving up. I think most everyone has been given attack warriors in different quadrants. Some chariots around. You guys go ahead and run into these Lycian axe warriors. You go ahead and move through, ignore them entirely. Meanwhile, the other chariots go around. That would be lovely. Javelin takes this position, although it's going to take you ages to get around to this portion of the map. That's just fine. Come on, Mariano. They both chose to go the same way. That's interesting. I thought I told one of you to go around and hit these Lycian axe warriors. We just got absolutely mauled by our staff bearers there. I don't think there's any staff bearers that fell in that initial wave. Shot up by the towers for sure, though. Or the different archers that are around the other side. Come on, guys, move on in. You can do it. You can do is charge forward. Up. They seem to have issues with these little narrow streets, which would make sense. Organization on the This proves to be pretty tough.
Egyptian chariots.
We'll do this with a single unit of staff bearers, though. Men on the first charge. You're able to go right through the rest of them.
He will soon hold the enemy's victory
And
point.
stop the archers from firing. Victory, Memnon.
Let's talk more complex.
The 134 fall? Not bad. Well, that aggression's gonna get you killed, son. Out of the chest again with the Kapesh. It's the best stabbing weapon you'll ever find. We deployed almost equal, but we're hitting them right over. We are going to raise and kill. We have not rebuilt enough to gain too many goodies there. Extra missile damage for our own missile units. That's for everyone. That's pretty solid. Go ahead and give that back to Aesop. I think that's just an item. Doesn't count as an actual weapon. So go over to his equipment. Oh, he's already got some lead arrows. Can we double up on the lead arrows? Oh no, it's leaded copper arrows. Okay. For missile damage for own missile troops. Memnon's doing just fine. We're gonna go ahead and give this over to Aesop. Make sure his missile troops are an absolute menace. And yeah, now we move on Ithaca. Let's see how offensive Odysseus is. Before we leave, what kind of upgrades can we get up to? Into library. Nice. Effigy of Apollo here. We'll go ahead and wait. We'll get back to damaging the enemy. Onward.
Row brothers.
Row, brothers.
Rowers pull. Sailing forth.
We can actually... I was like, can we encamp out on the ocean? That sounds like nonsense, but I wouldn't mind it. Going into a march is very dangerous. You can't see quite far enough. I'd like to see what's going on up here at Samai and Hanoi. I'd like to be able to attack them immediately, but may have to wait a second. Such is the way. We're destroying Mycenae, though. We have a whole heap of armies that are kind of surrounding each other, which is going to be an easy clap. Let's go ahead and hit Pythia first here.
To the field of battle.
Turn and flee. Don't do that. Come back and fight me, you cowards. Go ahead and give this one to the auto resolve.
Time to test our skill.
Yeah, that weak little shield. Not today. Should have invested in one like Memnon. We'll go ahead and take these guys on for a bit of replenishment. Allow us to ping pong around to the rest of these poor fools. Oh, Diomedes is back. Perfect. Let's go ahead and deal with Carolus here.
Fight with honor.
Got so many extra buffs. Our troops are horrifyingly powerful. We'll go ahead and hit this one with an auto resolve. See ya, bud.
With pride and valor.
Flying knee and the beheading. Sorry. 0 in that battle. We will take these guys on as well. Get fully replenished for our battle with Diomedes. This Corinth is a maximum upgraded town there, so while they're not going to be that powerful, it'll be scarier than normal. We're going to deal with this poor unit of 1 here. And auto resolve.
To the field of battle.
Another lord falls. Memnon, slayer of heroes. Sorry, Argos. You probably should stop shooting garbage.
Release the captives. Push onwards.
Alright, Memnon, push onwards indeed. Onwards to Corinth.
Remember your training.
Refill our food stores.
Fight with honor.
Oh man. They are gonna get absolutely decimated. And actually, we'll spend a bit of gold. Makes them all tired. Forces them to sally out. Incredible, we don't need it. We will just go ahead and give it to auto resolve.
Time to test our skill.
Sorry, Diomedes. Another hero falls. 60 loss in that battle there. And we raise and kill, getting as much goodies as we can, and we'll keep moving.
Only ashes.
Diomedes giving us more movement range. Incredible. 10% more casualty replenishment. Neither strategy nor Athena's protection could save Diomedes from meeting his end on the battlefield. And unfortunately, such is the way. We also have now stolen the Sword of Titus. More morale and more melee attack. Exquisitely a crafted sword. Also gave Diomedes a spear. Polish weapon for a bull of a man, for which when thrown with ferocity can harm even the gods themselves. Extra recruitment cost, or a reduction to recruitment costs in spear units, and then a extra morale. Argos has been destroyed. Diomedes is no more, although we probably should have left Argos alone, that way we could have gained that feat trade across a couple more heroes. Such is the way. Sweet business. See if we can call in some more reinforcements from Susa. Answer is no. Soon. Let's make sure we don't lose any more. We can't pray to Ares because it's already active. So maybe we pray to Apollo then, give ourselves some more actual line of sight. Ooh, take it back. Athena will give us more recruit rank for all of our new Susan units we're about to recruit. So go ahead and pray to Athena. I'll take 800 food and a bit of gold.
Divine ones, I beseech you.
That'd be just fine. She shall answer next turn, which is perfect. That's when we will need those troops. Alright, we'll let Pythia keep these settlements here, and I'll kind of let our other lord deal with those guys. Meanwhile, Memnon can keep pushing his way up towards Megara.
Onwards, brothers.
Which would also be the name of the friend of Hercules, and said Disney Hercules. I don't know her actual story in mythology, but I'm pretty sure it's not as pleasant as the one in Hercules.
Shoot through the heart.
Oh, Glad and Gladiator in the real story.
Pharaoh's trust.
How well defended is Argos? Not at all. Alright, Chiguru.
Forged in war.
This settlement has bronze. Let's go hit Argos first,
Fated to succeed.
just to make sure they
Bring
can't
them to
rebuild this
ruin.
capital to anything too impressive. Looks like we would take a lot of casualties. Oh, we would lose, huh? Okay, well, let's continue the siege
Mow them
and
down.
see if they wish to sally forth. If we're gonna lose that badly, surely you were willing to face us on the field. See how brave you actually turn out to be, though. Chiguru, I think we definitely need to make sure we get some of these options here. At least the Rumor Monger for the extra dropped enemy morale. More treasures being looted also sounds pretty good. Hurting the enemy half their health, casualty replenishment, and then we'll stop spending from there.
There is benefit in employing more exotic expertise.
I would think so too. Memnon and his many followers. Okay, so Hippodamus comes on over to try to face us off. He's got some heavy axe warriors himself. That's a pretty slow battle speed there, but they've got some little missiles. Or some armor-piercing javelins to chuck firsthand. I think we have more than what it takes to bring these guys down. They're going to face us out on the open field. We can even come on in and hurt the enemy lord to half health if we really wanted to. He's got some renowned archers. Let's go ahead and hurt those guys, yeah. Camp follower, 40 gold, and a battle begin. Good deal of the Pantheon's on our side here, so hopefully Chiguru can pull through. Counting on you, bud. Most of our spearmen do have a bonus versus axemen, so that should help out quite well. Let's make sure all of the Egyptian infantry are easy to notice.
It will be done.
Nav through on either side with Manfred in the center.
I agree.
Put 2 of the tribesmen in the forest here. And 2 more in the other one. Nice flanking action there. Egyptian slings. Have no trouble saying that. This one's much more plains of a battle. Got a lot more room for our chariots to work. javelins. We'll make sure there are some tribesmen in the forest here to act as a shield for the lads if we need it. Spearmen also. I think it's a nice full flank off.
For King Memnon! Get into land! Warriors of the dawn!
Spears there, and then one with this group of clubmen.
Maintain battle order! Ah, good!
Alright, that'll do. These guys in guard mode, and then we'll see what the enemy tries.
The
That'll
enemy
begin.
is receiving reinforcements.
So they are. We're gonna go up and stand right in this gully here, and then wait for them.
Charioteers, move out!
Are they gonna fall back? Looks like they're gonna try to take a defensive position on the hill, possibly. Your archers have some lovely feather hats. I don't know if it's gonna defend them that well, though. You guys gonna come on over and be lured into my trap? That'd be lovely.
Serving Pharaoh!
Make sure these slings go a bit wide. Chariot can keep them defended. So the tribesmen to the next grip of woods there, and then the spearmen off to the side.
Push on!
Looks like they are going to go ahead and maybe too early to say, but they may advance. They're going in and out of march. Sprint not, sprint not. That's probably quite tiring. Make sure our frontal infantry team is very visible. Hold them a bit closer to the javelin in the woods there, though. Slings up.
As you command!
See, now we've got a pretty sizable force. Don't be scared. It's only your doom.
For King Memnon!
Heavy axemen do look pretty cool, though. Great big turtle shields. Armor-piercing axes. Bring it. We've got a lovely ambush set up. Those are Anatolian yews. We can definitely fill them full of rocks.
Shaped by the desert! Getting to it!
Good old ancient historians have like the old. I try to recreate. They kind of recreate sling wounds. They're almost very similar to a bullet wound. Punch through skin, break bones, that kind of thing. Not as useful against armor, obviously, but very useful against anyone not being fielded with any armor.
Chariots, get going!
Sure, just kind of move across the field here. From there, they can come up. That'd be great. Slings, move up, start chucking those at these Anatolian youths. We're having some stuff being thrown at us. That works for me. Let's go ahead and charge in on these Anatolian youths here. Spearmen come around behind. Have you guys switch to the axes when you get a bit closer. Go ahead and charge down these eastern slings in the center there. Have them work together against those axe warriors and keep moving. Charge down those youths, keep hitting them with some rocks. Switch these guys over to axe mode. Same thing here. Switch over to two-handed axes. Go ahead and charge it out, try to hunt down those hunters. Avoid the heavy axe warriors while you can. Go ahead and make sure we cut off any kind of
The
retreat.
foe has sighted your
Slide on in
hidden
with those
units.
chariots. Charge in on those axe warriors. Keep hitting them with rocks too. Make them worried about whoever's in front of them directly. Melee attack. Go ahead and deal with these heavy axe warriors that are directly attacking you there.
We shall not put on the march. Tear them apart. Fight with valor.
Oh yeah, come on in here in the melee, please. We definitely need your help. Alright, lovely. The Axe Warriors are doing some good damage to Tigru's forces here. They can't actually switch between Spear and Axe mode. That's one thing with that. I have noticed that the heroes' switchable units do not have the ability to. That's a victory there. Yeah, I thought we'd lose. Fools. The Bodamus fool falls. Hunt out as many of these idiots as we can here. You guys switch into melee mode. Chase down those youths.
Hades has claimed the enemy hero.
Battle speed up. One help deal with the other hero there. Keep chasing off these youths. Looks like those guys are kind of just hanging out on the side of the map. Out of guard mode. Ah, they're stuck in the trees. It's gonna take them a bit to get actually through. That's just fine though. They're awesome victory. Come on, chariots, you can do it. Get through those trees. Because our infantry here is just a little bit too slow. You guys can catch those hunters, might as well. Something is wrong and it's not letting them flee. But make sure you guys are out of the way. Maybe the chariots can catch them. At least get some shots with those bows. Or his shielded axemen leave. So be it. We can maybe at least get these hunters. They're just standing here. Run! Oh, too late. Awesome, only 59 fall. I didn't think there would be that. We have just sheer numerical advantage there. Oh, your arm! Oh, man. Jiguru is an absolute baller. He didn't play. Sorry, Hippodamus. You should have known. We will go ahead and let these guys live as well. Well, that's not much food. We'll go ahead and take them on as slaves. Sorry, buds. Welcome to Egypt. He wants 3k stone for 4k wood. Sounds good to me. Getting lots of stone through each battle there. We didn't have much that much in terms of wood. Athena has answered our prayers. Excellent. That would mean we can now go into Pharaoh's servant, grab Susa. Oh, we need more gold. Oh man. Where can we get some gold from? War spoils. This settlement here. Athens and Marathon. Okay, well, we'll make our way over. That's no problem.
Memnon,
Onward, Memnon.
it shall be so.
We need to summon more lads from Susa.
To the field of battle. Fight with
Now we're
honor.
going to move on Megara, Usur's Bowman. Some veteran Locrian slingers there. Okay, so no joke on this this siege. Salamis swordsman, 138 damage. They're actually starting to catch up to me. That's a bit concerning. 185 on the Sheridan warriors there, but they're starting to catch up. Ajax's wall. 105 armor. Wow, there's your plate armor there. Salamis lads are very, very heavily armored. Very defensive. It should be a fun battle. Go ahead and set up a battering ram, and then we'll kind of set up the siege and wait for them to come to us. We continue.
Remember your training.
Beating Megara will give us 450 favor with Ares, which they came back up to the top tier, which is excellent. Go for another prayer to Ares, but that will drop us some gold by 40. I need that gold. Alright, well, let's get up to Ithaca, and we can see how much money we can really make.
Go, brothers.
Alright, Odysseus. Precious Ithaca is undefended.
Unleash your ferocity.
How unfortunate. They do have the extra armor of Hephaestus, though, so they're a bit more tanky and deal a bit more. They have a bit more melee attack as well. Just kind of slightly edging us out on the melee attack. Auto resolve is gonna consider us losing to Actor here? Think so. Let's find out. Be the best always and be distinguished above all others. We'll go ahead and just start deployment on the dry weather, and then we're going to run these lads over. Alright, F-Root Infantry, we are going to set up in the center as a distraction. Make sure our archers are ready to go. Positions with the Ethiopian hunters in the center there, being the main distraction. All-Might Stone Slingers and the Ethiopian Javelin with the better shields. Business. 3 tribesmen on this side. 1 over here. Chariot runners are useless. We'll have them just kind of be a nuisance on the other end there. They move very quick, which is never to be underestimated. They got a French there for a moment. Was the glory of Egypt. Guard mode. We want Aesop with the archers there. All of our infantry, all of the chariots, and melee. Sweet. Aesop also has the slingers. We're going to keep him off the side on the spearmen here. Lovely Nefru spearmen. Alright, let's get this battle started. Okay, so we'll have you just go ahead and charge in on these renowned slingers there. You two go ahead and hit the heavy sword skirmishers. Meanwhile, everyone else is gonna bully this
Your
front line.
warriors have spotted hidden foes.
Warriors of Artemis deal with Actor. Soften them up. Nefru, come on forward with those axes. Lovely. Sheer amount of missiles flying on in on these heavy sword skirmishers. You thought you were ready. And they're gone. Alright, missiles. Next target is these Island Club warriors. But pull back just a bit there. Charge them down now. Oh, they're already broken. How sad. Alright, now the next group of ambushers. Since Actor wants to keep disappearing. Wants to be a poor actor there. Oh, did they catch us in the tall grass? Probably the best place for them to be fighting us, but they are completely surrounded by chariots. These poor renowned slingers. Pull the chariots on away there, starting to take some damage. Poor sad saps. You really thought you could win. Yep, those heavy island skirmishers are gone. Go ahead and turn in to help your brother chariots out. Go ahead and smash in while those guys are fighting. Heavy sword skirmishers they may be, but heavy damage they take from a charge from a chariot.
Sons of Egypt.
Guys this way in case they want to charge, they try to chase, they'll get run over from either way.
Ready for
Yeah, that should break them. Sorry, fools. That's the end for your defense.
Death will claim you.
Make sure all of our missiles here go after those renowned slings. Looks like some guys went around the other side.
The
There's some
foe
heavy
has
sword
sighted
skirmishers.
your hidden units.
Which Warriors of Artemis to fighting against these dudes over here. Lovely. Those guys are gone. Enemy hero is coming on back, so we'll make sure our javelins move on up. Chuck all sorts of nonsense at Actor there. Run down these heavy sword skirmishers that are in our way here, and this keeps just makes this other group dead as well. Move to claim their final position there. Actor keeps going invisible. He's very sneaky. You know where you're at, but you actually move over here to run him down. He'd send them to Osiris. In on the sword skirmishers next.
Chariots of Egypt.
You will soon hold the enemy's victory point.
Punch through that phalanx and keep going. Don't stop. There we go. There's the victory. Awesome. Only 27 fall. Defeat. That just kind of casually pops off there in the middle of that little exchange. Nice bit of food. We're up to 29,000 again. All right. We shall raise and enslave to gain a bit more to our horde growth.
New lands, new experience.
Aesop is now widely known. More melee attack, more aura size, and more influence. So quite confident. Love to hear it.
A brother of Nubian kings.
I'll scoot on through to Hanoi here. Should not have left Ithaca undefended. For Aesop's next skill, I think we just go for his Sine Chariots right away. The options are the Archers of Wawat, which are pretty awesome, or the Sine Chariots, which... Come on. Are we really going to put him on anything besides a chariot? Excellent, excellent. Now he should be rolling around on a chariot himself. We'll see, won't we? Be a bit unfortunate if he's on foot and everyone else is rolling around. Excellent. What? Did that change? Yeah, it did. Sweet. He should be able to move now. 55 armor. Finally actually be able to see the ones that aren't light, too. I can't wait. We've got about 20 more minutes on the stream, so we should be able to get to another battle with those chariots. How do you get over to Krenoi? Oh, we have to go all the way around, do we? Okay. We can do that. Can't go into March. Ah, you actually, this is similar to Radius in SFO, where you actually have to have movement to go into March.
We have one as usual.
We have one as usual. Love to hear you being so confident, Aesop. Eastern traders could be real great, dropping our upkeep cost even further. Probably go for the marching drums, though. More movement range is going to be real great, helping us get over to Krenoi a little bit easier. The upgrade to the Effigy of Apollo as well. Fairly cheap. Egyptian Tent Library would give us even more Royal Decree administration. Awesome. Let's see if we can use some of our bronze to gain enough gold to call in some more reinforcements from Susa. Into our diplomacy here. The Aeolians have been able to thrive because we've been crushing everyone else. You've got a fair bit of gold. He wants some bronze. Let's go ahead and see how much.
We'll talk things over and see where that gets us.
Yeah, which we can get. So I'd like maybe at least 50. Well, I'm going to be giving him 50 gold. Taking 50 gold from you, and how much bronze would you want? 100 bronze and maybe some stone as well, so like what, 25 to 35? Okay, we're getting closer. 75 and then maybe 225 bronze. That's the way. Haggle with him a bit. I don't mind that. We'll get 50 gold out of it. Try to grab 50 more gold from someone else.
This deal is workable.
Indeed it is. Let's go find someone with some more gold as well. Who else would really like some bronze? He doesn't value gold at all. Perfect.
This had better be worth it.
I think it should. Go for 150 on the gold, and I'll give you 200 bronze and then 100 stone. Maybe 250 bronze. No, he's really looking for 150 gold's a lot. I'll take 100 from you. What would I have to go for? Do it.
That's clear enough.
Barter. Activate. How much do we need to grab some more guys from Susa? 350. We have just barely enough. Sweet. Use some wood, use some gold, and call some reinforcements. Gain 2 of each. Now, for our battle against Megara here, we can make sure we have even more elite troops, so I think we will. Man, we have to kick out our hoop shoe. You are nowhere nearby like you should be. We can't get him back over in time. We could recruit the Shurden warriors in with Figuru's forces. And then just bring them over later on. Ooh, it'll make me sad, but I think we're going to do it. They won't be as elite coming on in, but that'll be fine. Grab those Shredded warriors there, and then we'll grab the Elamite stone slingers and bring them over to Aesop's army. Ooh, they're expensive. Now I think Argos is likely to fall. Give that one to the auto-resolve. Oh, a beheading strike with that would be quite impressive. And gory. Sorry, Apharius. You lost 143 there, so you by yourself put up quite the fight. Raise and enslave for maximum replenishment. Let's start sprinting over to Memnon to switch out the troops. He sounds French. I feel Nasties on the way. Sorry, Nasties. It's our victory.
They must die.
Ooh, the knee shot. Who can play at that game, fool? You almost got me, though. Figuru will go ahead and take them on.
Better slaves than warriors, hopefully.
Let's hope. They were terrible warriors.
A son of the desert.
Get you some better troops. Spoiler or disciplinarian. Less attrition and more income from raiding. Raiding no longer incurs penalty movement or movement penalties. Or more resources from war spoils probably is better. Let's first go for... Ooh, a drop to morale is good. A drop to morale and armor are both pretty solid. I'm going to continue to go down the path of dropping enemy morale is the most important. We'll see if it backfires later on here. No more equipment really to pass out. We're good to go. Don't want to put you into march stance because no telling where enemies lurk at this point. Love some more chariots though. Beyond getting there. Alright. We will continue to let the people of Megara think about what they have done. Gonna wait a few more turns for the Hecatombs. Looks like 2 more. Yeah, such is the way. Hopefully we'll be getting into some proper battles pretty soon then. Alright, Aesop.
Shoot through the heart.
Lovely upgrading of your lads. We can give you some Elamite stone slingers, so more of these javelins are probably going to get the boot here. Or maybe even these chariot runners. They're just not doing anything, so for now we'll go ahead and remove them. Just the one, because we only got one. Oh, we got 2 stone slingers. Never mind. See you later, both chariot runners. Stone slingers it is. Lovely. And that'll be the turn. Right, our turn. Let's go ahead and grab Aesop and move him up on Krenoi.
I cannot wait.
You cannot wait. I love to hear it. I cannot wait to use your chariots. Really? Why are we always taking so much damage? Are they just really prioritizing armor there on the auto-resolve? It does appear so. Well, let's use the chariots to run these guys on over to battle. Alright. Weather effects. Let's go ahead and wait, see if we get something a bit more interesting. No adverse effects. Fair enough. Another dry day in Ithaca. At least we'll now know where all their salt is coming from. Let's go ahead and make sure all of our stone slingers are... That counts as the forest, so we'll let the warriors of Artemis hang out there. Stone slingers can hang here. Warriors of Artemis back just a bit. Well, I guess that's not a great idea. I'll just keep these guys all up forward. Maximum aggression.
Of course. As commanded.
Defenses are feeble.
Of course.
Desert warriors!
We'll have our light chariots pull up on this side here.
At once!
And the Lord can roll with the chariots for once. Now he's got himself a chariot. Oh, fancy. Yeah, the normal Sine chariots have themselves some feathers. Lads got themselves some bronze scale mail. A little bit better defended. Most of the lads that would be rolling around in chariots are going to be nobility, because chariots themselves are quite expensive to make and pretty hard to learn how to actually ride around in and do battle in properly, so
Clubsmen.
usually we're relegated to nobility only.
Assume formation.
For better or worse. We'll go ahead and throw in the
Weapons ready!
Vanguard there. The Nefru can come on in behind. I don't know if they will even have time to make it into combat. I think the battle will be over pretty quick. Let's these guys into axe mode. Start. We'll move them over if we really need to. Grab the infantry. Grab all of our missiles. Guard mode up. Chariots.
As you say!
Beautiful. Get this battle going. Hey, Common, welcome on in. You've made it in here near the end of our stream, but I'm happy to have you either way. We're about to utterly annihilate this defending force of Ithaca. Yeah, that's a lot of missiles. Are your shields that well made? Ah, their numbers are dropping pretty quick. Oh no. Music kicks in like they're trying to do something real.
Egyptian chariots!
Alright, chariots forward. Axemen. We don't really even need you guys. Switch targets to the next group of skirmishers.
Slay them all!
Yep, we're finally getting to try out some of our Sine chariots, which are going to be the top tier ones we get from Egypt here. A bit better decorated. Lads on the back are much more heavily armored. Aesop himself is now riding around in a chariot. He's upgraded a bit.
Nearing aid.
Guys, forward. I think we've taken a little bit of friendly fire damage,
Supreme Predator.
which is a bit amusing. Poor fools. Whittled down with just pure ranged firepower there.
What's next, my king?
Alright, chariots. These heavy sword skirmishers want a hug. Punch through the phalanx.
Chariots of Egypt!
Going through. Don't get bogged down. We've got more chariots coming on in
Your
to
hero
reinforce.
is under attack.
Yeah, he is, but he's doing good work.
Charioteers! Move out!
Alright. Range units, onward to the club warriors. You can just leave everyone else back here in the back. Move them up to claim the final point. Chariots. These island club warriors are next.
Javelins
These guys are fully shattered, so we don't even have to worry about them coming back. They're not just fleeing. They're broken.
Horses harnessed! A new destruction!
They disappeared for a moment. Do a very good job of whittling them down before charging in, but even these really light chariots are just overwhelming. That unit just kind of fell apart. Now you just keep pulling down the hill. If they want to follow you, you can fire on them as they go. Aesop will pull you up and around. We'll go ahead and speed things up. You're about to have a very, very bad day there, Club Warriors. Push.
Your
And go
warriors
right on
have
through.
spotted hidden foes.
Those guys are broken. Keep moving up. These guys aren't shattered. They have the opportunity to come back, but if we leave one of the stone slingers to keep chasing them, Absolutely will not. Ah, the ambushers. They tried their best. Immediately run down.
Desert warriors! Chariots ready!
Ithaca is probably my favorite of the Achaean factions to play as. They're very similar to Oxyatl. They've got a lot of ambush units that basically stay invisible the whole time they're firing.
Strike them down!
It's pretty awesome. They're gonna try to fire on us as we come on in. See how much damage they get. Come on, chariots.
Ready for war!
Break those skirmishers first. You guys can deal with the slings.
For Memnon!
There we go. Run those skirmishers down.
Strong! Chariots
Go
go!
ahead and pull through. You guys go ahead and hit those renowned slings. Everyone else, get on over here. We need you now more than ever.
We'll save you! Charioteers, move out!
You guys pull over just a little bit further there. Braced or not, you're just slingers. You're not going to really hold very firm against hardened chariot warriors.
Lions know
Rides
no
Ace up.
mercy.
Ithaca Batman faction. Run down those sword skirmishers
You
once
will
more.
soon hold the enemy's victory point.
Yeah, I think we've got them. That's the victory. Autoresolve wants to keep being rude to us, but we keep running them right over. Easy clap. Fires from Canada? Oof. Chop. Aesop's out here making the air less safe. What's going on up in Canada with those fires? You're up in Montana, is that right, Common? Or are you somewhere else? Feel free to not respond if you're not wanting to have that disclosed. We'll go ahead and raise and kill, gaining a good deal of extra resources here from Kanoi.
Never stop learning.
Wait,
Memnon's most
one final
drastic.
settlement to go, and then we've got Ithaca on the back foot, crushed totally. What would be the fastest route to Ithaca? Looks like through. Okay, we can get that done.
There is our goal.
Camp
Let's take
stance.
a breath.
Swing on down here and upgrade whatever we can to those Sine chariots. The Veil of Nyx enables night battles when attacking. Target cannot receive reinforcements. Oh, that's your lightning strike. Or we provide a new stance, which grants the hero a chance to ambush his enemies when attacking. He becomes the Skaven. That's almost better. Now, though, let's grab the Barrage, so shorter reload time for the hero unit, and then more missile damage. Sine chariots are going to be so good. Going down here to Wisconsin. Okay, I understand. Oh. Well, that's not good. Stay safe. I'm gonna quit lighting things on fire. That's Memnon's job.
Remember your training.
The defenders of Megara, are you ready to face us on the field yet? Can we force them to sally? Only on minor settlements. Okay, such is the way. Making all the enemies tired sounds great. We will definitely go ahead and use that one. So whenever we do kick the battle off, 2,400 food, they'll all be tired. Poor fools. Looking to do the siege.
Time to test our skill.
Smoky the Bear. Yeah, they sounds like they definitely need an introduction.
Pharaoh's trusted.
I'd like to go into
Moving
March
with
stance as we get a little
purpose.
bit closer to Memnon, but be a bit dangerous. No, we can definitely reach.
We prepare ourselves.
Trade off those shirted warriors for the hoop shoe. Perfect. So what's on fire?
Guided by the Pharaoh.
Alright. Hoop shoe Henku guard can be traded off for shirted warriors. Sweet business.
With pride.
I mean, Chiguru is now not nearly as powerful, but that'll be just fine. make sure you stay
To our goal.
on the other side of Memnon so no one can move through to attack you. Hopefully. We are very rapidly closing up on the end of today's episode, but let's need more gold. So no more gold to be spent. Reinforcements from Susa could be great. But I really do think we need more light Sinai chariots since we can't get access to the ones from Thebes just yet. The Marianu are overpowering, but we don't have the bronze for them just yet. So down to Memphis, we'll grab some more light chariots and then some more manfit. It's really just for the chariots though.
Serve me, my friends, in Pharaoh's blessed name.
They'll make sure Chikaru has those chariots in. Sweet. And then you know what? I don't mind giving you perhaps one more unit of manfit. We've got 5 of them sitting here, so let's grab one more unit of manfit, and then we'll grab 2. A nice staunch line now. Alright, we can grab some more archers. This army is definitely lacking for archers. We will likely go ahead and trade these Ethiopian tribesmen off for some archers. They've been doing alright for themselves, but use a bit more ranged fire in that army. Alright. Instruction available, where at? Here with Aesop.
Expanding our maps further.
Further fatigue reduction sounds pretty good. For not that much wood and stone, honestly. Alright, we'll have one more intern here, and I think that's going to be likely all we can do for this stream. Hope you all have had a good time. I certainly have. I've been really enjoying Troy. Presence here is an act of goodwill. He wants us to give him 55 stone a turn for 9 turns, and he'll give us a bunch of wood. What a weird barter. We need to keep an eye on it, but we'll go ahead and agree for now. Just to keep our relations moving in a positive direction. Poseidon's anger grows. Farmers of the Troad have become unsettled following a small quake that has struck the lands nearby Troy. Though this tremor did not inflict any significant damage, resentment. The priest warned that it was sent by Poseidon himself as an omen of his growing resentment. Clearly, the foul-tempered Olympian is preparing to inflict a devastating earthquake on the Trojan capital. The intent of sending its mighty walls and proud battlements toppling to the ground. That would be so annoying. Poseidon randomly exploding your battlements.
With pleasure.
Pleasure.
Go, brothers.
Get up here and crush Ithaca. Oh, Odysseus, you have not come home yet. How foolish.
Unleash your ferocity.
Now we're gonna crush Ithaca in due time. I guess he's got a couple of these other settlements over here, so he's not too concerned. This will make us good friends with Poseidon. Alright, people of Megara, what say you? Take some pretty high casualties there. Regalius. I wouldn't mind facing these guys on the field with more reinforcements, so we'll just kind of hang out.
To the field of battle.
We will have Igaru now move back south. Start rampaging through these new settlements that are starting to pop up. Got a march chance though. And come on through.
On the march.
His army's it's scarier now. The Boeotians. We'll get to you guys in due time, don't you worry. For now though, Stymphalos must fall.
Mow them down.
Alright, well, yep, that's going to be all the time we've got for today's stream. Once again, I hope you all had a good time. I have an end goal for this campaign. I was going to go till we finished our epic missions here, so I'm not sure what the end of... I've never actually played through all the way to the end of Memnon's campaign. So as soon as we complete Tithonus' legacy and we keep moving on through, the epic missions do have a ultimate conclusion eventually, so that will be the end goal for this campaign. Yep. Leading up the epic missions for Memnon. We've been powering through these pretty quickly. We just need one more unit to be maintained, and then 2 more Sheridan warriors, which we should be able to get with the next call from Susa. Which we can do in 1 more turn, as long as we have the extra gold. Yeah, no, I'm not sure how many more steps we've got, but I think we've got to be coming up on the end. I'm guessing the end goal is to probably defeat Achilles and Pythia up here. We'll have to smash through, come on up into Pythia. Luckily, his army is getting so powerful that our auto-resolve is pretty much assured in most cases, except for against, obviously, this pretty well-upgraded fortress settlement of Megara here. Arena of the Mighty, Cyclopean Citadel there. All sorts of pretty scary buildings that we have to move our way on through. But also, as you've kind of seen, once you start taking attrition from sieges, let's get on in here to Memnon, you lose half your unit at a time. So your guys just kind of melt. Once you start taking attrition, that's the end.
Fight with honor.
So, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day there. Thanks for hanging out for a bit with me. Can't wait for the next stream. We'll have another one here tomorrow at 1:30. That will also be going up alongside... I'm not sure if we'll be continuing the Wolfric. I actually meant to ask you all about that here on this stream, but I'll go ahead and pose the question now. We've got a couple minutes now. So for Wolfric, it seems like the end times are bugged. We are continuing to have the end times kick off every single turn. And as much as I enjoy fighting epic battles, squashing Clan Molder every single turn and watching Krakadrak grow by 2 or 3 stacks is horrifying. So I'm not sure if we may have just gotten a bit unlucky there with that campaign. But what do you all think? Post in the comments here or the comments after this video goes live. What do you think, if we should continue that campaign or if we should go ahead and let that one rest? Either way, have a good rest of your day there, everyone. I'll see you all next time.